indoctrination. So you were in some shit, not aware of all the other options, or else you wouldn't be in. You would just study them all. Why would somebody put? It's illogical and it's irrational and it's
Well,
injustice to the human mind to not give
everybody
every.
that gets into a when I s- when I say into something, I'm not just talking about going into a group sector. I'm talking about just dealing with the philosophy or the ideology. Period. If I abide by the Torah dietary laws and the ways of the Torah, I'm in that.
Okay.
It don't gotta be a group thing or a physical body. It could be a cultural thing or a way of life. So when I say into a specific thing, I'm saying like you was dealing with that way of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, or that person claimed that they were dealing with that way of life, but they really wasn't. And you got caught up in that person's life, worried about what that person got going on, and you made his walk your walk, which was a destructive walk. So you end up destroying your walk. You know, I just tell people like, hey, listen, you ain't gotta listen to me. Don't worry about how. Don't let my walk or let my fall offs determine your walk.
I
That's
got a
what I
good
say.
question. Here go another question. Do you believe, and this for everybody on the panel, do you believe that that it's okay for men to go in women's bathrooms and vice versa?
You say for
No.
man to go into a woman's bathroom?
Yeah, if they identify as a woman.
No.
Hey. We'll tackle that over on the whole episode show.
All right, I rescind my statement. We'll move on to a different topic then. How about oh, David disappeared, so we couldn't really get into that. Does everybody on the panel does everybody identify with Black or Hebrew Israelite on a panel? That's the first question.
But before Mutawa Mugabe speak, I got to hit this real quick.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Here we go. Now I would say I, I thought, did you just say a Black or a Hebrew Israelite? Because
Yeah.
I identify as a Black man. Yes.
All right, so you identify as a Black man. I know
Yeah.
what two people gonna say, so I'll start there. Now, when I say Black, can I use synonymously African American for you?
Hey, is that young scribe?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Is this your first time on the panel?
Nope.
No. So y'all, you just don't come on here when I'm on here. I got it. That's hey, shout out, bro. Peace and blessings. I would say African American would be okay to use. For me, yeah.
Does everybody agree with that? Before I make my follow-up question.
Nah.
All right, so that's one saying that they don't agree with the African American title.
I don't use it.
Okay.
Even on applications, I'll put nonconformist. I don't check either of the boxes. They could
my man say he hit other.
Yeah, I
hit the other too sometimes. But sometimes they don't give you that option, so it depends.
That makes sense.
Non-Hispanic.
I put non-conformist, meaning I don't conform to the choices. Just because you only gave me these choices, there's more, and I don't conform to this false dichotomy that you tried to set up.
Sometimes it'll give you an option. Sometimes it'll give you an option. Are you?
Is he breaking up for anybody else?
Me too.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Takara. You might need to get into some Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sometimes on your job application, it'll just be like, "Are you not Hispanic? Is you Hispanic or not?" But like, what? I mean,
I ain't
guess
never
I'm
seen it
not
written that way.
Hispanic. I guess.
Mm.
Well, you live in Texas, so they might just be worried about counting them anyway.
That's how it be in Houston.
I believe it.
They're probably asking if you speak Spanish. Maybe. Are you bilingual?
Oh, I was
No,
breaking.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know how they do it in y'all city, but in Houston, they have an application on your job where you be like, it don't have like a bunch of races on that. It'll just be like, no, it
You
say, are you his?
you breaking up real bad, bruh.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know in Spanish.
Yeah, Takari, you breaking up
You hear me now,
a little bit, but you might have to sit in one space.
bro? I don't know what the heck is wrong with this phone.
But I got a debate.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting in one space.
I got a debate topic. I think I put in the chat. How about politics versus religion? Which one is worse? Or which one is best? What y'all think about that one?
Oh, and that's a question I wanted to ask Sakari too, because he was saying something
I'm not
about.
religious
Well, you were
or
saying something
politics or a
about.
politician.
Politics over religion there. That's not a bad route. If you think about the betterment for all your people, not just your religious sect, you know what I mean? I would choose politics over religion. But that's just me.
You said you would, young scribe, or you wouldn't?
Yeah, I would definitely choose politics over religion because, like I was saying, like for the betterment of our people as a whole, like if I'm taking a political stance for our people versus a political stance just for my denomination or whatever, I think I can touch more. I think I can get more work done if I did it for our people.
And the point that I was gonna make to Sakari earlier that I didn't get to make, he was saying something. It was on this point though. He was talking about how you keep in a debate. He wants to explain how like you can keep doing something over and over, and is it helping? And I wanted to say, well, can we apply that to your stuff? Like, cause what is your religion helping? The world is still in
Yeah, I
disarray.
didn't
All
say
that.
nothing. Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
say
you
nothing like
did.
that.
You did, but it's okay. Go ahead. It's the
Takari, what
same
do you
thing.
consider?
But I
No.
would
I
take I
said
would take politics over that. I would take politics too.
So, Takari, what do you consider yourself? Spiritual?
I consider myself. I consider myself cultural. Let's put it
That's
like that.
crazy. So you're not
Cultural.
religious. That's what you said. You're not religious.
No,
I've
I'm not
never
religious.
I've never met a non-religious Hebrew. You don't religiously
No,
keep
a
the
lot of us say we're not religious.
So do you religiously keep the law?
No, I
So you don't
culturally
keep the
keep the
law.
law because that's part of. I
No,
said I
no.
culturally keep the law.
Maybe you don't know what the definition of religious is in the way I'm using it.
Yes, I know what the definition of religious is,
To
but
do
at the
something
end of the day, the
religiously.
person. Listen, at the end of the day, the person that gave the definition of religion, that's their perspective about what they think it is. At the end of the day, all of it is just a meaning. That's somebody's perspective on what they think the term religious is. I'm cultural. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about dietary laws, that's not no religion. Learning how to eat is not no religion. You know what I'm saying? Respecting your elders and respecting your mother and father, that's not no religion.
It is, but the religion is
No,
what
that's
keeps the
not.
it. Let me just get two sentences out, then you can go. You only got one. It is religion, and it's the religion that keeps the culture. Now go ahead.
It's not a religious thing because if that's the case, listen, if that's the case, then that means atheist people are, and I'm not calling you an atheist. Atheist people are not really atheists. They religious too because a lot of atheists they say they respect their parents or honor their mothers and fathers. So if you saying that's a religion, then that means you saying that atheist people are religious
No,
too by doing that.
no. What see the difference is between what you're trying to compare is you have a doctrine that tells you to keep this. They just do this out of seeing that it works.
No, we
According,
So
don't.
there's a
No, we
difference.
don't.
according to the
That's what I'm saying.
definition, according
That's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
definition,
No, they
some
don't.
atheists are religious.
Yeah. Y'all are they are, but I just didn't want to keep pushing back and arguing a silly point like that because it's frivolous. But I could have nailed it home. But it's that
Yeah.
I want the people to get some
David
information
Center
and not
said,
me.
"Saying God commands it makes it a religion."
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
we know Takari is
I don't think saying God
Or
commands it
you
makes
can't. No,
he's
you
doing the
don't.
best he
religion
can with what he
because you
got,
have
Yeah,
some
bro.
Pharisees.
So
no, no, you don't. That's just
ask
like me
y'all.
saying,
Let me ask the Hebrews on the panel something. Okay, so if you say keeping the laws is not religious, but you get the laws from God, right? The God who is at the center of your religion. So how can it not be religious?
like I said, yeah,
Not
like I
only that,
said,
you read that from a religious text.
like I said, the first of all, listen, like I said, people have their own definitions and their own meaning. Like
No.
the
We're
term
not talking
religion.
This
I
is the reason
I
why I
think
said
it's
my
you
whole
that has your own
dictionary.
definitions and own
we're
meanings.
not talking about no own. We talking about the definition.
No, that's
That's
why
not
I
the
got
definition.
everybody
Yeah,
got their
that's
own
not the definition.
definition.
That's a definition. Yeah, that's a
You open up
definition
any
that came from
dictionary, I
some.
promise that definition is going to be
I don't think
standard.
that's how words work. I don't think that's how words work. There are the
Yeah.
definitions.
Takari is the one that has his own definition. He's trying to say it's everybody else. We all looking at the dictionary, my G.
Hold on. Wait a minute. The person that made that. Hold on. If that's the
He
case,
do the
how is it that that person can make that decision on what the word religion means, but we can't?
So should we just get rid of the dictionary? I just want to know, like moving forward, like how do we address you
Hold on,
and know what we're talking about?
hold on, A1, real quick. So to Carter, so you don't use the dictionary at all then?
I don't use the dictionary. I mean,
You can't.
I can use the dictionary. I can
No,
use
you
the
can't.
dictionary, but
No,
if
you
it, but
hold,
if the
stop.
uh,
Stop, to Carter, stop for a second. How can you possibly use the dictionary if you just said that's that person's definition? Because that if it worked for that word religion, then it worked for every other word.
It's like so
look,
much internet.
what I'm saying that I didn't say I would
I
use
didn't
the
mute my mic.
dictionary. I say I could
Hold
use
on.
it. Like I can. It ain't no thing for me to
It's
pick
in
up
and
the
out.
dictionary and then just look at the meaning of the word and then automatically just just go by that meaning of the
Just
word and stuff like
automatically
that.
dismiss it. Because
You know what
if
I'm
you would have
saying?
to, if you dismiss it for one word, how you gonna take it for another?
You say if I'm dismissing it for one word, how I'm gonna take it for another?
Yeah.
I'm just I'm just saying like words like the meaning of words came by the opinion of another man's mind. The
I got you
defining the
on that.
words.
I got you on
Yeah.
that. I'm past that. So my question is, if that's your opinion on the definition of words, how can you ever take any definition of a word serious?
I mean, honestly, I really don't. These days, I really don't because
Man,
everything
listen,
is out somebody's. Everything that's given us to us today is out somebody's perspective.
So
Nobody quit.
nah, you suck.
Nobody questioned the people that
Crazy.
defines the words and stuff. Yeah, nobody questioned the people that define the words and things like that. Everybody just took their opinion and just ran with it.
oh wow.
Hey,
So how do
DFG,
you
DFG,
how do
I
you
need you.
get that atheism is or atheist people are religious, but then your religion is not religious?
You said
Man,
atheist people are religious? No,
No,
because
I'm saying
y'all accept that
how do you make that statement that atheist people are religious?
y'all
But
accept that. I'm saying y'all accept because y'all accept that
Yeah, so
that definition of religion. You know what
religion,
I'm saying?
just
look,
so we can
what you don't.
clarify this, the human hold on, you guys, because I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get the definition of religion out so we can have a decent conversation of understanding, right?
Yeah, and while
So
she's
it's the
pulling,
human recognition of superhuman.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's the human recognition of a superhuman controlling power, and especially of a personal god or gods entitled to obedience and worship. Effect of such recognition on conduct or mental attitude, particular systems of faith and worship. So it's a particular system of faith and worship. So if you have faith in something and you worship it and you believe that there is a God or gods, then that is religion.
And the
Well,
way
I
that they
don't, I
worship
don't
is
So
by
understand
that's
how
keeping the
religion.
infinite fits.
laws.
And I'm
But
saying that definition, and I'm saying that definition is an opinion from somebody.
no, no, no.
That's all I'm
What you
saying.
fail to understand is, can you look up the
But
word Mika? No,
is it
Mika. Can
hold
you look up
on.
the word
Hold on. Is it
nomenclature?
somebody's opinion though?
Nomenclature.
Yes,
Is
You
it
sir.
need to
somebody's is
understand
it
what
somebody's opinion?
nomenclature is, sir. Sir, we
Sir,
all gave you the
is it
floor.
somebody's opinion?
If you
But
want to
I just
continue
want
to
you to
talk, go
answer that
ahead.
question.
I mean, just let me
Is it
know.
somebody's opinion?
But
Bro,
may I
is it
chime in,
No,
somebody's
that's
please?
not
May
how
I
opinion?
chime
language
in?
works. That's not
May
how
I
language
chime in,
works.
please? May
That's
I
not how
chime
Hold
language,
in?
on,
nomenclature, and
one
etymology
mic,
So
one
work.
is it
mic,
not
one
somebody's
mic,
opinion?
May
Can
I
one
I?
chime in?
I
mic,
want to
one
talk
mic,
to you, but you won't allow me to.
one mic, one mic, one mic.
Yeah.
To Corey, go.
All I need is one mic.
To Corey.
All I asked simply was, is that word is that not didn't somebody not define that word? I mean, define those words and gave them to us.
Sakari, it's
No,
your turn, sir.
he's talking
Yeah,
right now, and the
yeah. I
answer is
just
no. And the answer is no.
oh really?
There has to be, yeah, it really. In order,
So hold
in
on, wait
order
a
for
What's
minute.
up,
words, okay, you ask a question. Now let me
how
answer
you
the
pronounce
question.
this shit?
In in
Mudawa?
order for a word to enter the lexicon, it has to be an academic consensus about the usage of that word. It's not a person saying, I want this word to mean this, and now the rest of y'all got to say, this is what that word means. That's not how it works, bro. We're talking about academia. Even though I know it seems minuscule, you've been looking at the dictionary since you were in grade school, but there is academic consensus that goes into what goes into the lexicon of the American language, brother. Point blank, period. And
Hey,
what you are doing,
before you answer,
Excuse me
Corey.
real
Yeah,
quick.
and
Hey,
here's that
Darren.
thing.
Before
I
you
There go
gotta
that.
take care of
go,
this.
Here's that
I
thing.
just
Hold
want
on,
to
Just
everybody.
represent.
because
Hold on, everybody. Darren, I gotta go take
Yo,
care
I
of
just
this
want to
business.
let y'all know
You
what
run the panel for me.
dictionary I was reading out of.
all right.
But that's
All
right?
right.
And the reason why that's important to Corey, and I think, and for the other people in this panel, because I heard the same way you dancing around the word religion is the same way a lot of people on the panel dancing around the word black. It's all bullshit. We know what we mean when we use these words. We know what the fuck the common definition is in our American lexicon. And all of us are trying to get fancy by saying, oh, I'm not religious, woo, 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 I'm spiritual, or I'm not spiritual, I'm cultural, or I'm not black, I'm something else. That's bullshit. You know what the definitions are. And stop trying to be fancy. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. And to speak on the black thing, and I was silent while y'all was over here buck dancing and doing all the shit y'all was doing. The black is the term black with a capital B, not with a lowercase b. Capital B, pronoun black, is the first time black people named themselves in this country. I'm going to say that again. Pronoun black, capital B, is the first time we gave ourselves a name. Prior to that, they was calling us Negro. Prior to that, they was calling us colored. Prior to that, they was calling us all other things. The first name we came up with for self was black. And now you niggas don't want to be called black. Now you niggas practice every motherfucking spiritual system under the sun, but none of y'all want to say you're religious. Stop the intellectual masturbation and just get back to the core tenets of intellectual discourse, y'all. Stop the bullshit. Y'all are black people practicing black religions in some form or another. And that's the end of it. And I land the plane.
okay, check this out.
Little
Your
wild and
answer.
clean up.
that plane
Hold on, wait a
crashed
minute.
right there at
So
the
Shout out
so
to
end, bro.
Naga, baby.
your
That plane
your
crashed.
your your answer is the reason why I said what I said. Your answer was consensus. Fam, listen, just because the majority of people agree on something don't make it true. You know, at a time, listen, a lot of people at the time ain't agree with what you believe, Mutawat, and whether you believe that or not. But according to you, that would be true because of consensus.
Let me go after
That would
you.
be true. Like you think because a majority of people agree on something, that mean it's true? No, it's just mean that they a lot of them just valid that agree on that. That's about it. That don't make it true.
Can
Like
I
I'm not
respond?
trying to make this. Hold on, bro.
Okay, you
I'm
repeating
not trying to
yourself.
make this a. I'm not trying to make this a flat Earth thing or nothing like that or none of that. But I'm just giving you a prime example. At a time, a majority of people ain't believed that gravity existed. You know, a majority of people at the time ain't believed that a gravity existed. So at a time, the consensus was there was no gravity. Now, people, the majority of people believe in gravity. So you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say just because the consensus says so, that means that it's true. So if that's the case, then
True.
that means that
That's not.
consensus. If that's the case, then that means that you will have to accept another ideology because at that time that ideology was accepted as a consensus. So you can't
Even in
use
your
well
example,
a
you said that
majority of people,
Yeah.
the majority
even
won.
Let him finish. Let him
even
finish.
you can't sit here and say that. So I'm just saying that a majority of just because a majority of people believe that do not make that true.
You
That's
repeated
all I'm
yourself though
saying.
for the last 2 minutes. Can we respond to you,
Okay,
sir?
man, bro, be
I'm not
quiet,
trying to
bro.
cut you off.
No,
Okay, go
bro,
ahead.
because you wouldn't
Go
cut
ahead.
Mudawa Magabe off.
Go. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Golly.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, so that's the thing and stuff. So when I'm saying it's this right here, that's a fallacy. That's a fallacy on its own, Mudawa. I'm just gonna keep it a book with you. That's a fallacy its own self, Mudawa. So that's
Can
all I
I
had to
just a
say.
quick question before you go, A1? What's wrong with saying I'm an African American, I'm a black man, I'm born in the Western Hemisphere, and I practice the religion of being a Hebrew Israelite? What's wrong with saying that?
Listen, if that's what you want to say, listen. If that's what you want to say, that's your opinion. I can't point and say that because that'll be my opinion to say that's something wrong with that. You know, just like that'll be your opinion if you say there's something wrong with what I believe or something like that. Like if somebody say they black or African American or something like that, I just say, well, you say you black and African American. I can't speak for you at the end of the day. Now I know there's Hebrews out here that'll be like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think so, but that ain't my role to sit here and determine what you think you is or what you is or what you not. You know what I'm saying? I can have an opinion, but I don't put that opinion on everybody.
Okay. The brother asked me to look up a word. Did DMG fall off or what happened? Who's in
Yeah,
charge of
he
this
was
thing?
saying that I
I'm
needed to
sharing
take
it.
over for a statement. A second.
I'm sharing that word on my
Okay.
screen. If you could share the
So
screen.
I'll share the screen to A1 to is that A1 that asked me to look up nomenclature or whatever?
Yes. Can you share it on the
Okay.
screen?
Yeah, I got my screen up. I just need the person who's over the StreamYard to go on and click
Oh,
share
okay.
for me.
I'll
Give
stop
me one
sharing mine.
second because I was on my cell phone. Hold on one second.
Yeah, mine's sharing too. I'll stop it.
Yeah. Well, I can stop sharing mine if that's the case. Hold on, my other
Okay.
phone.
I should have got on
Yeah,
my
because I
I
was gonna
should have got
share
on
it
my
while I
laptop.
talk to him, so I can explain to him what Mudawa Mugabe already explained to him, pretty much.
Yeah, and then can I just interject with what you're saying, Takari? Because Takari, you my guy, right? I always got your back on majority of the time. However, we gotta really be careful because we're speaking a language that is foreign to us, and we gotta understand this language. So, in this language, religion is that no, knowing that believing that there's a God and everything. And I'm just being unbiased by getting the definition so that we can have a clear understanding of what we're talking about. And I got this, and my definition came from when I brought the religion, the Oxford Illustrated Dictionary, and it was written. It was the oldest one I could find was 1962. So this is the press from 1962. But pretty soon I will be getting an older dictionary, one of the first dictionaries that was ever written. It's cost a pretty penny. So we could just stop all this guessing what words is what and making up
What
our own
does what
definition.
is that? What does having an older dictionary do?
Well, especially when we talk.
Nomenclature is on the screen, Mika.
Okay, I see it. He asked a question, so let me just address it and then we'll get to the definition. What having an older dictionary do is that we have to, when we having these debates and we're talking about historical events, we have to understand the etymology of the words and what the words meant in that time frame. So that's the reason of having the older dictionary, because a lot of these words have changed over time and our understanding of what we're debating will change as well. So we got to keep it in context. That's what's the older dictionary for. Now,
Oh, that's fire.
nomenclature. The devising or choosing of names for things, especially in a science or other discipline. The body or systems of names in a particular field. And the formal is the term or terms applied to someone or something. So it's basically putting something in a category to draw a line, kind of, because sometimes we got to draw a line so we can have a clear understanding.
Wait,
Because
hold on.
when you draw lines, man, people get all over the place. Am I lying?
No, you're right. Can I nail my point home? No, or you gonna do it for me?
No,
You
you
got me.
got it.
Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, but yeah, what she said was true. Nomenclature. This is pretty much. If you do identify something or see something, you can come up with a new name. It's not necessarily. It does go through a consensus. What you come up with may not be what you found. What it ends up being named, because there's a certain thing called genus and species and all of that stuff. Like there's so much stuff when it goes to naming stuff. And then after you name stuff, etymology comes into play. Well, what time? And that's going through the different time periods when things were named. Because what you call a person with black skin today is not what they called them back then. So the nomenclature and the etymology, these are the two things that you would need to know. Who named them what, and then the etymology tells you when they named them what and what time period this term was used in. But you don't, and I'm not trying to be insulting when you say you don't understand language. This is a consensus, so that way we can just all understand what we're talking about. It's not like it's his opinion. It's so that way there's something blue flying in the sky, and when we want to talk to the guy that we just met around the corner about it, we need a word that we all know it to be by. And it still has to make sense, because there is a science to words and suffixes, root words, the root meanings of certain words. There's a
Yes,
science to it.
it's called linguistics, and I've been on a study of it right now too. So I mean, I've always been a
Yeah.
great study of English language, but now my study of it is going way deeper these
So
days.
it just wasn't somebody popping up with an opinion and you think you can just say, the word, that's not what religion means. Like, you can't come change the English
He
language. It's
said
not yours to change. We're using somebody else's stuff. You can come up with your own, though, and I will respect that. You know what I'm saying? Do that. But don't tell them how to use their stuff.
Well,
That's
it's the
weird.
problem is these people with the same English language got multiple different types of meaning on what religion is. Some say it's a superhuman. Some say first of all, a superhuman is not a deity, it's not a spirit. It's just a superhuman, which is
Are you
completely
talking about?
different than a spiritual God. Am I breaking up?
No, you good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Question though.
like
Question
just when
though.
y'all read the definition of the term religion, how, bro, come on, bro.
I'm
I
trying
didn't
to
say nothing while
understand
you
you.
was talking,
I was just trying to understand you, but I'll wait to the end. Go
bro.
ahead.
You can understand me. You can
I'll wait to the
understand me when
end.
I
I'll
finish.
wait to the
I
end to
said,
ask for clarity. I'll wait to the end to ask for clarity. I apologize. Go
oh,
ahead.
okay, okay, okay. Check this out. Like in a dictionary, when y'all read religion, it said a supernatural being or a superhuman, something like that. First of all, a superhuman is not supernatural. A supernatural human, yeah, a supernatural human is just somebody that got higher natural abilities than an average person. That's what I'm talking about. That's a contradictory right there. It's either it's a superhuman or it's a spiritual being. Those are not the same thing. So that's what I'm talking about.
But
Different
So
meanings. The same words have different meanings.
to Corey, stop overthinking basic shit, bro. Like for real. I think you got to the point where you're like overthinking basic fucking shit, my guy. If somebody says supernatural or superhuman, and they're referring to the gods of their culture, like you said, right? In their culture, it's all part of their religion, family. It's all they're encompassing it all together. Whatever your religious disposition is, whatever your culture says, this is what we believe in. They're saying that these people that have certain types of beliefs, all of them are practicing a religion, bro.
Yeah.
Stop trying to overthink this
But look,
shit.
And
look,
Hold
bro,
on,
bro,
family.
listen.
Hold
So
on,
let me just
hold on,
No,
clear you
hold
family.
up
on,
real
bro.
quick.
Hold
Let
on,
me
Let me
clear
listen,
you
let me
up real
listen,
quick.
finish,
bro.
bro. Let me finish. This is simple. Like we shouldn't even be talking about this shit for 30 fucking minutes. This is very
Hold
fucking simple, man.
Why? Because the
on.
majority of
Can I
people
finish
agree.
though? Can I finish, bro? Can I finish? We're talking about putting behavior in a basket and putting a name on that basket. People that do this shit right here, that's religion. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's dissing you by saying you practice a religion. Stop acting like you being disrespected. That's weird, my nigga. Stop being fucking weird. Be
Bro,
regular.
nobody is
Y'all niggas,
acting, bro. Why you always
hey,
trying to? Why you making all of these assumptions, bro?
the
you
funny
acting
thing
No, when you
extra
is,
make an
weird,
assumption,
bro.
that's when I'm gonna interrupt you. You're out here making an
no,
assumption.
no.
I'm
Hey,
just
me,
giving my opinion on something, and you out here talking about I feel
You
attacked. No,
acting weird,
I ain't
man. That
feeling
shit is
attacked. I just gave
weird,
my
my nigga.
opinion. No,
Hey
you're
That
y'all,
shit is
acting
weird.
weird. You out here
So
hey
talking about
y'all,
you
anyway.
sound
for
like
the
a
sake
follower, Mutawa. Oh,
for,
wait a
for
because
the
the
minute.
sake of
majority of
Come on,
for
people
the
we on
sake
think
of
that.
DMG
I
channel,
think
being
man.
that
Let's
too.
just
No,
tighten it up, man. Tighten it
no,
up.
that
We on DMG channel, bro.
no,
Tighten it up.
Who
no.
got control over
That's
over the
crazy.
stream, y'all?
Hey
Who
yo,
got?
I just added somebody else. Added two other guys to the panel, Melanin God and
Oh gosh.
King Naga, NWO.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello, you
peace to
Melanin God
everyone.
and
Peace
King
to
Peace,
Naga.
peace,
everyone.
peace, family.
I don't know why I got the oh gosh, but I'm here.
How
I'm
you
just
get the
tuning
oh
in.
gosh?
I thought I heard somebody say oh gosh, but I'm
I'm
here.
talking
I'm tuned
about
in.
Takari and Mudawa going back and forth as always that they do.
Okay.
And I can't get a
Yeah,
word in
you know what?
edgewise.
Because y'all trying
No,
to read definitions and trying to intellectualize basic shit. Religion is just what the fuck it is. No matter who the
Facts.
fuck you, if you pray into some shit, if you believe in some shit, that you a part of a fucking religion. Let's not sit up
Why
here
you
and play
gotta
the.
Yeah.
cuss Mudawa?
I'm cursing because this is like it makes us look intellectually deficient when we have to have 30-45 minute conversations about basic ass shit, bro.
Yeah. And when he
Sis
said that
regular
he
shit.
was a Hebrew that wasn't
Relax.
religious, I immediately thought that he wasn't keeping the laws. So you shouldn't tell people that, because that's what I took from it. And just, you can do what you want, though. You're your own man, and
but
you probably like that. So
I
you
want to
probably
just
like that
add
that
something.
energy.
I want to add something. Every culture around the world, including the black culture, has religions. There's nothing wrong with religion. Religion is something that you do religiously. If you read your Bible religiously, you're religious. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't see it as a diss, but one of the reasons why I did want to chime in on this is because I get sick of the intellectual dishonesty. And then we throw things out there like, oh, well, the word in the dictionary doesn't matter, or things like that, or it's just someone's opinion. Come on, man. I'm tired of people laughing at us, man, as black folks.
Man,
I don't care if they laughing at us personally, but go on. You're making a good point.
No, I'm just saying, we get on these shows, we should be really having these debates on an academic level and an intellectual level. But then we spend like brother was saying, we spend 30, 40 minutes hitting futile points. And it makes us look silly in the end. We're sitting up here arguing over the term religion. Come on, man.
And
It's
and
not
it
rocket
and I know
science.
I don't want to cut you off. And Mika
Oh no,
was
go
like
ahead,
she
bro.
doesn't
The
care.
reason
Mika
that
was
we
like she
spending
doesn't
30 or
care
40
though. I know
minutes,
you just hear me talking and he just gave me the floor and then
the
you cut
only
me off. The Mika
the
just
only
said that she
reason
doesn't
you've
care.
been
And
cutting me off all day.
the reason that people should care if they laughing at us, because first they laugh at us and then they discriminate against you. because they think we're stupid. Like, it does matter. It affects
Right.
us.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you don't have to care, but then we cry about the discrimination. It's like, well,
They're
don't do
gonna
both.
discriminate. They're gonna discriminate against us whether they think that we're
I mean,
intellectual or not. So it
well, if
don't
I think
matter.
somebody's stupid, I'm gonna definitely run the play on them and get over it. But hey, if I'm laughing at them
Exactly.
already, but if I
Exactly.
think they're smart and they're showing of sound intelligence, I'm not gonna try to run it because I don't want to get. They know we already aggressive, so
So
they don't
moving forward.
want that.
Yeah, so can we move forward from that? Because I asked the question initially. Let's do a debate about politics versus religion, and we got stuck on the religion part. So, what do y'all think about a debate like that? Politics versus religion. What do y'all think?
Well,
Yeah,
according to some of these niggas, religion don't exist.
who do I? We get past it. What do you think
Bro,
about?
fam, the reason that this stuff was 30 to 40 minutes because one person stated an opinion and everybody wanted to try to tell him that he can't think like that. So, that's how it ended up 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, yeah, you guys are so funny.
No, it's like no, for real. I just want to say this because it really like pisses me off when I hear intellectual babble about shit. Like when y'all start talking about atheists and y'all say, well, atheists it didn't exist before the white man in Europe. Shut the fuck. You know how stupid y'all say stupid shit. Well, atheist, we don't see the term atheist until this. Shut the you sound fucking stupid. It's like you gotta stop being that intellectually
Mutua.
lazy.
You
You
stand stuck on it though, bro.
To help you out
okay.
though, it works in our favor in the debates because what they're actually saying is until religion came around, there were no non-believers. You see what I'm saying? So
Right, like
I thought you wasn't an
they not
atheist.
correlating the two. They not
That's
correlating
Yeah, I
the
thought you
two. You
wasn't
got to
an
show them.
atheist.
That's crazy right there.
Yeah, but
Y'all still
I
ain't answer
thought
my
you said you
question.
wasn't an atheist.
Y'all still ain't answer my question on the panel. Like, do y'all think that would be a good debate topic? Religion versus politics?
Can
Yes
I
or no?
ask you a question as a sister, Mika?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your vice president becoming the political candidate for the Democrats?
You talking about your vice president? Because she is not mine.
Okay, so you don't support her.
Not at all. I actually know. I actually have a friend who lost his daughter behind her. His daughter was suffering from mental health. They falsely arrested her, and then the mother called to get the daughter out of jail, like to see when she was getting released. They told her a time like during the day, and they let her out in like in the wee hours, like 1 o'clock in the morning. They smudged the cameras. This is with the LA County sheriffs and Calabasas. They let her out. They smudged the cameras,
I
and
remember
then
that case in
yeah, and then
Calabasas.
yeah,
Let her
and
out
then
in
they
the
found
desert.
her. Yeah, they found her body in the desert. And during that time, I believe she was district attorney, if I'm not mistaken, or attorney general. I can't remember which one. And she suppressed a lot of stuff with the little shit that was going on in the sheriffs. And so when she went on to the Senate, they cleared out the whole sheriff department. It was so much dirty stuff that was in that sheriff department. They had to fired some of the chiefs and the lieutenants. And so the new attorney general who took over, he kind of cleaned it up, but it's still a mess. It's still a mess. So
Now
I
let me ask you. Let me ask you a follow up question.
Mhm.
What would you say to the sisters that are like being extremely gynocentric and supporting her?
I call them the Pearls and Converse girls. The
Right.
Pearls and
So
the Chucks and Pearl girls.
yeah, the Chucks and Pearls girls.
Yeah, they think she's black. She's not black like us. She's not a descendant of chattel slavery at all. They're not intelligent about the checks and balances or the political arena at all. They just voted for her because she's a beautiful lady. She's beautiful, her aesthetically, and I can't really say that she has any type of talking points because I very 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 rarely ever hear her do a speech or anything. She still hasn't come out about the Sonia Massey thing. She had the ambulance chaser read a statement Like, I mean, if she's not giving to the people. And then she has a whole interview where she says she's not going to do nothing specifically for Black folks. So I can't ride with that. We need tangible as African American, Black, whatever you reside in. We're in America, so we're playing their monopoly game right now. But whatever, she's not going to do it for us. You know, I've been saying it for centuries. I mean, not centuries, for a decade, about this benign neglect thing. And that's what she's working on, the benign neglect. She's not going to address the social economical injustice that Black people go through every day. It's just not going to happen.
So
no, I'm not.
My follow-up question to that is this. Yeah, we heard you loud and clear, sis. My follow-up question to that is this. She doesn't have enough time, and this is in my opinion. She doesn't have enough time to implement her own specific policy. So more than likely, she's just going to be implementing Joe Biden's policy.
Barack Obama's policy. Yeah.
Hold on. No.
Sorry.
Joe Biden's policy. The Biden administration has some specific policy in place. That being said, we know that her policy is going to be almost in lockstep with whatever Joe Biden was going to do. So that being said, why didn't the Chucks and Pearls group give Joe Biden the same amount of support that they're giving her? Is it based on they're dealing with her because of race, or they're dealing with her because of gender? Because obviously they wasn't giving
gender.
They wasn't giving Sleepy Joe the same support for the same policy, the same talking points. So what do you think is the reason why?
Well, I can't say that they wasn't, because the same people that I see the Chucks and Pearl girls did give Biden, the ones that I've seen, I don't know about who you see, did give Biden the same support. But the problem with that is that both that administration, they're only here to tear down the Black family unit. Why do I say this? Because they're not for straight heterosexual Black men. They want every straight heterosexual Black man to be a transgender woman. This is a population control tactic that they use. What did she say? She's so they want her in because they think she's a Black woman. And then a lot of these women have the mentality that everybody Black, you know, one drop of Blackness makes you Black, and everybody's Black. So, you know, that's the mentality that we live in.
Okay. I just wanted some clarity on that. Thank you for that, Mika.
Okay, I'm done talking. Y'all go take the way. I'm gonna push mute.
Mudawa, I got a question for you.
What's up? Who is that speaking?
This is Leandre. Question for you.
Hey, what's going on, bro? Top of the evening.
Yeah, top of the evening. I just got a quick history question for you. Was King James a Black man?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
King James was a whole cracker, a whole homosexual cracker, and the history shows that without question.
Did you catch my podcast on King James is Gay? Christianity Exposed, Mudawa?
Yeah, I did. Excellent job.
Thank you. Appreciate
great presentation.
Thank you.
Now, why would you, are you under the assumption that King James might have been Black, what we would consider Black today?
You're not seriously asking me that, are you?
I'm just asking.
No.
Okay.
No, it was stated on here on this channel the other day that he was a Black man.
No, okay, that was the
bitch
Hebrew
ass nigga
Israelite
trying to
must
come
have
for
said
me.
that.
That's fine, but I'm not even gonna address the bitch ass nigga in the room.
Hey, your mama is a bitch ass nigga.
Tighten it up. We on DMG channel, y'all. Tighten it up. Tighten it up, y'all. We on DMG channel, y'all.
Oh yeah, let's have some decorum.
Decorum, y'all. Hey, hold on. What's going on? He's been in here 30 seconds. Mika. Hey, Cannon, what's going on with you, bro? Where you at? Can we get some control in the room? Who's moderating?
I was trying to take this trash, so I had to.
Slim Reaper and Mika cussing at each other. You got to mute them two real quick.
I got it.
No. See,
and then we'll figure it back out.
No, listen,
They
absolutely not.
both
Because
was calling each other BAN.
no.
I,
It's
you
And
know,
better.
I'm
you
gonna be
lie,
honest with y'all.
you
If
lie
I
and lack comprehension again. I didn't call her anything. I don't say that to women. I said that about her mama. And so
Oh,
Ex-
I said it about that fella.
We
So
yeah,
are
my
on
mama,
anyhow,
my mom
DMG's
was mad
channel.
at me.
Look,
Got
look,
beside you,
hey,
bitch ass nigga,
Mika,
and I'm coming for you,
Hey,
bitch.
Mika,
y'all,
I'm
chill,
gonna say
you,
you
chill,
ain't
y'all, chill,
religious,
Mika.
hoe.
please
Mika,
chill.
why don't you
Hey,
Mika,
Mika,
why
Keep
don't
you
you
talking my
listen
trigger.
to
mama,
Keto Dad?
bitch. Keep
You
talking
letting
about
him
my
trigger
mama,
you?
bitch. I'm
You
getting
letting
her.
him trigger you to the point that you forgetting you on DMG channel, Mika? You letting him trigger you to the point that you forgetting you on DMG channel right now?
Be a
You
lady, Mika.
forgot you was on his channel and now you gonna go ahead and
Be
go
a
in. Let's stop
strong
that.
Israelite woman right now, and just hold your scarf, hold your
Hey,
scarf right now.
listen. So anyway, so Mudawa, the reason I asked the question because I was told about this, and so I came and I watched a little snippet, and it was stated that King James not only is he a black man, but that Bart Ehrman, the textual critical scholar, who deals with early Christianity, said that King James is a black man, and also some like philosopher or something. So anyway, so I
Oh,
wanted to get your perspective on it.
yeah,
Uh,
we know that. That's well, this and it's just no shade to none of my Hebrew Israelite family. We know that they have to augment history in order for their worldview to make more sense. Because the reason why they need King James to be black is because they love saying they read from the 1611, and in order for them to say for that to make cultural and ethnic truth to them, the person that commissioned the 1611 would have to be one of them. We know that. We just That's
Got you.
just something we know.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right. And I don't like you either, my nigga,
and
but I can't be intellectually dishonest.
Hey,
I
Mudawa,
want
you
to
know
point
good well.
something. I want to point
Mudawa, you know I don't
something
like you
out.
either, but hey, I appreciate it.
I want to point something out, if I may. It's just mighty funny to me that my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, they're the only one that makes this claim. No other nation during that time of King James or after it made this kind of claim. There's genetic evidence that shows it wasn't a black man, but what I'm saying is it's only my Hebrew brothers and sisters that make this claim. Nobody else from that time period made this claim that he was a black man. And then you
Bro,
have to
they
understand
got
16.
whole portraits of his pasty ass mama. They got whole portraits
Right.
of his pasty ass daddy. Like it's like no getting around. It's no getting around it, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
It it's just one of them things, man.
Then what gets me too, also, as the more I think about it, it's like, okay, um, painting this man black, what does it really do for you? Because he didn't write the Bible, okay? And then you look at the time, 1611, what was going on during that time? There was a lot of slave trade going on that
Whole
time.
slave trade jumping off.
So you telling me that a black man was running the Church of England, right? And he sanctioned for this book what was to be in this book and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Hey,
We have to
wait,
start at
listen,
some point using our brain, even on a microscopic level, because it just
listen. You
sounds
know what's more
ridiculous to me.
interesting? What's more interesting than that is King James's family founded, and I learned this the other day. Just the other day. King James family founded one of the organizations that was very pivotal in transatlantic slave trade directly. So that's it's
Mm,
another interesting twist. On the whole King James being black thing. So it's like because if, if that's the case, that him and his family some of the main progenitors of the
Right.
transatlantic slave trade. So it's just just an inconvenient thing. Anyway, I just an interesting
hmm
position to take.
It's
I
just
would
one
think
of them things
it's.
because the people that originally came up with that concept was the Hebrew Israelites out of New York. And they weren't really Christian scholars. No disrespect to any of them, but they weren't real scholars of Christianity. So in order to make the people understand and move them in a certain direction, they just start coming up with whoppers, bro. They just would throw whoppers out there and they would run with them. And this is before the age of information when before information became easily accessible. They start taking photocopies of photocopy, because you know that makes you look darker
Yeah,
when it's
yeah, yeah.
black
And
and
then it
white.
makes it all grainy and stuff like that. So it's just,
So they ran. I mean, I get it. I understand what they were trying to do, but I think the new group of Israelites, the people that's in that life now, I think that they should be intellectually honest enough to move past that and say, okay, we're gonna respect the history for what it was, and if they want to still claim to be, even though they up against a brick wall, because it's kind of hard to say that you from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all together. But if you want to say that, you gotta come with a new twist to it.
hey, listen, have you all ever watched any of the videos, the pre-2000 era Hebrew Israelites,
Absolutely,
where they're out there with their
Hmm.
prophecies about the end of America in the year 2000? And so,
absolutely.
Hmm.
and since then they've sort of just like moved on as if people have forgotten about the fact that y'all said it. And then a lot of them moved to different camps, but it's still like, hey, I ain't forgot that y'all said the world was ending in 2000. Now, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying, and if we keep in with the law, and if we keep in with the law, what do you do with false prophets?
But
You
if if
usually
we're if
you
we're
usually stone them.
intellectually honest, bro, if we intellectually honest, I really can't blame my brothers and sisters that's into that ideology. I really blame white folks for stripping us of our culture, stripping us of our heritage, stripping us of who we really are. So therefore, we just start filling in the gaps with anything that made us feel good. And
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
yeah. So what I'll say to that is, and I've said
I,
something
I
similar,
can't
except
even
for
blame the white
I don't
folks.
place it. Yeah, I don't place the blame on them mostly because when the transition happened, especially when most people started moving over there, it was far after like this, like we had the whole Black Power movement stuff like that when majority of people started moving there. But what I do say is though is that when you come across people like that, whether they're wanting to claim to be Native Americans, like whatever it is, whatever group that they're pretending to be this week, they're some of the biggest victims of white supremacy. Some of the biggest victims of white supremacy because you see where it penetrated the deepest. They got you to really hate your skin so much so that you don't even want to identify with it, and it's a pejorative. I remember there was this girl I've known for years and comments on one of her posts one time on Facebook, and her response was when I was like, no, we were when I told her we were West African, she said, so you're saying we just some Africans, and it's like as if that was a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, to be African. And so what they wanted to do was identify with people who have a more, in their opinion, rich cultural history, right? So they want to be Jews or Northeast Africans, like the Egyptians, things that, or they want to be Native Americans. So there's all these different groups that they want to be because they feel like they have more of a rich history that they don't have to be ashamed of. But, I don't personally feel like slavery is a thing that we should have been ashamed of. Anyhow, as should any
But
victim that's had anything happen to them. You know what I mean? So,
but I want to follow up after you, Slim.
oh
This is
yeah,
the
I'm all done.
truth.
Go ahead, bro.
No, because this is actually one of the truest statements I've actually heard, and I've lived to see a lot of it. A lost people will fall for anything, especially those that refuse to read. And that's the problem with our people. A lot of them are simply uneducated. When you hand them information, that's the first excuse they give you. Oh, it's the white man's science. It's the white man's this and that. But they don't realize that every nationality has a hand in these things. All it
yeah,
takes is some research.
but but sometimes the truth doesn't make you feel good. Like a lot of people don't want to face the truth, bro. Like nobody wants to
That's
say
true.
it's kind of it's not good for your ego to think that just a handful of generations ago, your whatever grandfather that is could have potentially been somebody's property. You know what I mean? That your grandmother could have potentially been somebody's bed wench, for some extra food. That doesn't make you feel good as a person, bro. So in order to try to sidestep that harsh reality, we start making up these alternative facts about history, bro. And it's like I say, I'm never gonna blame the victim. It's I'm gonna always blame who's totally responsible for this. It is white society. It is white American society for stripping us away from our language, stripping us away from our culture, stripping us away from our history. So therefore, we're literally just trying to fill in the gaps.
Yep.
Literally, not figuratively. We're literally, like, all of us are literally filling in the gaps. Maybe some of us that are Muslim, we might be close to what we were originally before we got here. Maybe some of us that are practicing voodoo and Ifa, maybe some of them are in connection with to what we were before. It may be a couple, a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there of Christians are. And maybe a sprinkle here or a sprinkle there of atheists are. But for the most part, we don't know. We don't have a cultural connection to none of it. We can't
Yes, sir.
say we're 250, 300 years of history just wiped the fuck away by the dominant society. And that's like that's the biggest genocide that's happened since the not the transatlantic, since the trans-Saharan slave trade. You feel what I'm saying? This is, we've been experiencing this. So you got to expect us to be kind of, and I don't want to use the word goofy. You got to expect us to be kind of uh uh
Noodle out trying to get the whole channel deleted.
I'm just keeping it a buck, my nigga. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm not gonna lie. I love my people that much to be honest about it. We fucked up. We're mentally fucked up. We don't know who the hell we are. We running around, man. We doing all kind of crazy stuff because we the only people here that don't really know who we are. Everybody else has some type of cultural connection. The reason why, and I'm gonna keep it up. I'm finna keep it a real buck right now, and it's gonna hurt some feelings right now when I'm about to say. A lot of times when we gravitate to these different fringe ideologies about our history, it's because we don't even know our family. A lot of motherfuckers don't even know their biological grandfather. A lot of them motherfuckers don't know their paternal grandfather, my nigga. That just one, 2 generations ago. A lot of y'all don't even know who that man is.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
It is.
2 fucking generations ago. You don't know who that man is. And 2 generations ago is about 70 years ago now. You don't know who
Yep.
that dude is. So you damn sure don't know who it was 5 generations ago, 7 generations ago. That's why we're filling in the gaps with a lot of malarkey, with a lot of the shenanigans, with a lot of the BS. And that hurts when you really think about that. When you really say to yourself, damn, who was my granddaddy's granddaddy?
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
And that's
Woo.
that's that's kind of why I don't attribute it to the white people. I attribute it more to lazy, shoddy research because it begins with talking to your elders in your family and seeing what they knew about the people who preceded them. You know what I'm saying? What did they
Mm-hmm.
practice? What cultures were they practicing in secret over here? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for as my Hebrew brothers, it's like they try to disassociate themselves from Africa when if they stood on African culture, African history, they probably would have a leg to stand on. Instead of trying to make King James black, if you just need a black per se Bible, why not stand on the Kebra Nagash? You know what I'm saying? You actually have a Jewish temple to Yahweh in Elephantine. So I mean, that's why I don't fault the white man because we live in the age of information. If you want to know any information, it's just a Google search away. You know what I'm saying? You have access to every university on the planet at your fingertips. So that's why I attribute it more to shoddy and lazy research.
And I actually
The
agree
only
with you,
thing I have
man.
to say about that whole topic, and I'm not even gonna say too much about the topic, but King James and his father and his son, original, they called themselves stewards. And this is why the ideology of King James being black came about, because when you call someone a steward, the word steward in the etymology of the word steward means black. King James' son, Charles, um, Charles Stewart, I think it's King Charles Stewart II. They actually called him a black boy. That was his name. So that's why a lot of people believe that King James is black
I,
or was
I
black.
just want to say I mentioned the Kebra Nagash, and look who popped on the panel.
Well. If it isn't Mr. Zion War King
Shalom,
himself.
shalom, family. What's going on? King James ain't black. The hell.
Hey, right, but Zion, me and you both know King Uzziah was.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Well,
King
like I
Zana.
said, just look up the word steward and why
Yeah, I
they
know.
call themselves that. Okay.
Yeah. So they're using it, and then also there was descriptions of him written in some old texts that says he was swarthy, or you know what I'm saying, a swartzer. That so he was dark skinned, but it didn't mean that his genealogy, you know what I'm saying, descended from you know what I'm saying, Africans. It just meant, you know what I'm saying, he's like a dark skinned European. He's like a, you know, dark skinned swarthy European. But he, you know, his whole bloodline is Anglo-Saxon. So there's no getting around that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's a fact. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about. We was talking about genetically, uh, genetic wise, is proven that his bloodline is Anglo-Saxon.
Right. So there's no getting around that. You know what I mean? Now they do try to make claims like the British royal bloodlines do try to make claim to being from Judah, but neither of them claim the descendancy from Nathan or from Solomon. I think it's from some other you know, like obscure Davidic son or something like that they claim descendancy from. Either way, that doesn't give them the scepter, doesn't make them black. You know what I'm saying? You would have to substantiate that claim. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as they want us to substantiate the claim of the Ethiopian, but you know, all through the Bible, you see the connection between Ethiopia and Israel. So,
Absolutely.
okay.
And that's
So
why
while
I've
I
been
got
saying for years, man, they need to stand on Kush, and you might could back up some of your claims.
Right.
yeah, but see a lot of these online, and let me say that correctly, because I do have a genuine respect for uh, a lot of Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters that actually keep it real. But a lot of these Hebrew
Right.
Israelites, they are hell bent on hating Africa so much that they forget all about Cush. They forget all about Ethiopia.
Right.
And so when they're making these claims, this is where I'm looking for them to tie their bloodline back to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, one of the problems
It
was
would only
after.
make
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead,
no.
brother.
I was going to say it would only make sense. It would only make sense. Other than that, what you're doing is you now you're tying yourself back to Ashkenazi Jews or
Right.
Sephardic Jews. Like, come on. I mean, you can't have it both ways.
But
Right.
you got more action. You got more action at tying yourself to the Shepardine than you do tying yourself to anything else. If you
Right.
wanted to, if you were really trying to tie your black ass to some type of Jewish identity, you could go that angle instead of trying to come up with some. You shouldn't even be talking about the tribe of Judah. You should be talking about whoever those North African uh, uh, original Jews were saying. They weren't saying they were from the
Right.
tribe of Judah,
Well, there are some that do,
but
yeah.
the overall majority
Zagwe,
don't
yeah.
say that.
Right. The Zagwe dynasty, the Amhara, the what is it? There's a couple of the
But
you
the
know.
point, the overall
Yeah.
point of what I'm making is this is how you know
Also,
that this whole black Hebrew Israelite shit was made up on the fly. Because if real scholars was doing the work, they would say, okay, which group of these people can we actually have some type of ethnic and cultural identity connection to? And it wouldn't be to say that we these motherfuckers, we come from the tribe of Judah. And what would it be? What is it? Dan, maybe? I can't remember off the. I'm just saying that. Don't quote me
Beta
on that.
Israel, Beta Israel. That it was the Ashkenazis who called them Dan, but they themselves believed that they were Levites, and so the Ashkenazis decided that they were going to make them Dan, which is like one of the smallest or obscure tribes that has nothing to do with the price of a can of beans when it
No,
comes
I'm not
to
talking about. I'm not
priesthood
talking
and
about Beta
kingship.
Israel. I'm not talking
Okay,
about Beta Israel. I'm not talking
okay.
about Beta Israel. I'm talking about the Axumite. It's not the Axumites. My mind is slipping right now. Oh man. But anyway, there's North African Jews that are closer to East North Africa than West North Africa, and those African Jews do not identify with calling themselves from the tribe of Judah. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember who they are.
That's
They
the
have a real
philosophers.
presence there.
That's Beta Israel. That's the ones who were actually
Okay,
brought
so
over there on planes in what they call Operation Exodus. Those are the ones that live
No,
in
but I'm
those.
not talking about Beta Israel, bro. I'm not talking about
Okay,
Beta
I don't know
Israel.
what other North African tribe
The
besides them.
motherfuckers that's been there. They've
Dan,
been there.
Beta Israel been there.
Beta Israel ain't been there.
But
Beta
you talk
Israel
about
is
B'nai Israel. That's what they call them. They call them Beta
You talk?
Israel.
Are you
They were called the Philoshes for a long time. But
are you
Philosh
referring to
means
like
false.
are you referring to who they would call like the Philosophers?
That's what he's
The-
talking about. They're called Beta Israel now.
what
B'nai
region of
Israel. B'nai.
what region are the Philoshes from?
They're
Some
up the upper part of Ethiopia, around where not Lalabella, Lalabella, where the rocking
okay,
churches
and the
are. So
Philoshes
they're
would
closer
say
to they're closer to Eritrea, because Eritrea also
Eritrea.
had,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
okay.
And now,
Okay.
who would they say? They don't say they descend from the tribe of Judah.
No,
Who do they say they
they
descend from?
themselves claim that they are Levites, they're Kohanim, but
Okay,
the Sephardics, they basically describe them as Dan.
okay, so
Yeah,
let's
I got a
speaking on
question
that,
though. I got a
hold
question.
speaking
on.
on that, though, Zion,
Taking their
a lot of
authority
them.
away from them, taking
Can
their
I
power
uh,
away. Oh,
Okay,
you guys are not Levites. You're Dan.
can I
okay,
Speaking on that,
I
though,
got a
Zion,
question.
a lot of them have the Kohan gene as well in
Right,
Beta
I have it
Israel.
too. J1, and J2. I have J1 as my paternal.
okay. So taking consideration that there were a northern and southern kingdom. And so when you keep saying like, oh, they don't call themselves the tribe of Judah, okay, because everybody in the tribe of Judah was in the southern kingdom,
Right,
along with Benjamin and along with some of the Levites and some of the tribe of Dan.
right,
And then the
right,
rest of the tribe was in the northern kingdom, which is like Manasseh and
right,
Ephraim and
right,
all those. So
right.
no, they're not going to call themselves Judah. That's number one. Number two is a point that I want to make is that King James never set for a portrait. If you ever really read, he's never set for a portrait. So why Hebrew Israelites think that he's black or point to him being black? Because there are engravings of King James that shows a depiction that would be more in the likes of a black man.
It looks similar to Negroid features.
Right. That's all I wanted to say. Now go
I
ahead,
agree.
Ash A1.
Yeah, well, my understanding of the etymology of Hebrew is Ibri, which means one from the other side of the river. So I'm trying to figure out when to become. Well, I know when. I don't have to ask you guys that. My question is just so that way, because I'm looking at a map right now of the Middle East. What? So I just want to make sure I'm right. What river are they talking about when they say one from the other side of the river? Are they
I think they
referencing the
talking about
Moses
the
story?
Euphrates. I think they talking about the Euphrates. I think.
Are they referencing that Moses story? You know how Moses was sent up the river in the basket, and he said his peoples
Well,
is
that
on the
was the
other
Nile. That
side.
was the Nile. That was the Nile River that he was
Yeah,
sent on.
it would have been before the story of Moses. It would have went
Right,
back to Abraham because he was the one that was called Abram the Ibri. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So it would have been.
Well,
right.
no, that's
I
not
think it
Okay,
would have been closer to what Sakari
Yeah,
said, the Euphrates.
Eber,
Ivrit is actually
Eber,
I'm
Hebrew
sorry.
Eber,
for it's the
Eber,
Hebrew word for
Eber
Hebrew. It
is
means to
before
cross over. Oh,
well,
I'm
Eber
Eber.
sorry.
is
it
before
means one
Abraham.
from the other side of the river. They
What'd you say,
they
sis?
probably did cross over if they were from the other side, though. So I guess you're saying the same thing, but it's a
Crossing
negative,
over. Right.
like
What'd you say,
a
sis?
negative
What'd you say?
film shot.
Okay,
But so
Eber.
what
I
river?
want to bring up a chart of the genealogy in a minute, but Eber is
Yes.
before Abraham,
Right.
right after Noah. So that's what so that's when you say one from the other side, that's when they started having a monotheist, how you say it, monotheist
Monotheist.
ideology. So
Yeah.
that's where it crossed over to that from what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? From having multiple gods and worshiping idols to monotheism.
Who are you responding to though? Because that wasn't anything that had well, part of my question.
I'm
No,
responding
she was
to.
just bringing up to the Eber and what the brother said about
Okay.
Ibri.
You say
Ibri.
Eber.
He
Somebody
said
said something
Ibri.
about
Yeah,
Eber
and,
changing it to Hebrew. Eber
Right.
was before Abraham.
Eber.
Abraham
yeah,
never.
he was. And when you look at
Abraham,
that term Eber and Ibri, they are linguistically the same term. So I mean, I couldn't argue against what she's saying because it is linguistically the same term. But I just was, trying to throw my man Sakari a bone because it was told to Abraham that that they called him that Abraham the Hebrew, Abram the Ibri.
Okay. Yeah. So because okay, so I might have got confused because Abraham first his name before Abraham was Abram. And so then his name changed to Abraham. But yes, he was a Hebrew. But all Hebrews are not Israelites, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
Nobody
sense.
answered my question though. My question was, what river were they crossing? What river are they referencing? Because the definition, when you do the etymology on the word Hebrew, it goes back to Ibri. So
And you said
Ibri
that's
is
seen crossing
way
over.
back when. The origin of the word Hebrew comes from the word Ibri. So that's what they were calling them first. And it was
Right.
one from the other side of the river. And I'm looking at this I'm looking at a river map of the Middle East, and I'm just trying to figure out which river. I'm not trying to teach nothing. I'm asking the panel for help.
It's so many rivers. I have to look into that. I don't have the answer to which river, but I do have the answer to where they crossed over from. They crossed over from worshiping multiple gods to being a monotheist, worshiping one God. But I would look into it and then I would get you back to you the answer on which river, because there's so many rivers, and I really think it's the Euphrates River. I really
Yeah,
think it's
because throughout the Bible, it always tell you that every time the Hebrews migrated somewhere, they always crossed over that Euphrates River. The Euphrates River is a key point in the Bible. It actually ties the Euphrates River up with a lot of things. Like it ties the Euphrates River up with Abraham being inherited lands, and then he's walking
Right.
towards those lands, and then he crossed over through the Euphrates River. That's why Abraham, they would consider Abraham the first Hebrew, even though it was Eber who was the first Hebrew,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
And I
But
agree with you, Sakori, on this one. Definitely, it was the Euphrates.
Yeah, me too. I'll have to agree with him.
I have no objections either.
I mean, thanks for everybody's. I'm looking. Okay, thank you.
and just so I just let everybody know.
I'm gonna look it up though too. I could have asked Google. I didn't do that. I usually do that
Yeah.
first.
Just the genealogy. So Eber was the son of Shem, which is the lineage that brought on Abraham, then Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
I'm familiar,
I
but
believe
I
he
just
was
don't
yeah,
like when people try to use the
if I'm not
Bible to
mistaken.
explain real history because that's not
yeah,
how
he,
it's gonna work.
yeah, the thing,
No,
yeah,
we're
they,
talking
But
antiquities now. We're talking about the
it's
biblical
nice.
narrative. We're talking the
yeah, they
biblical
came,
narrative.
Sometimes it lines up. A lot of times it don't. There's
Because
two different
you always have,
genealogies in the book. There's two different genealogies in
yeah.
the book.
I mean,
I
these
haven't
are
Well,
looked
two.
to
it's
see if
not
that
really.
name is on
Let
both.
me just clear up something about the two different genealogies real quick, A1. It's not really two different genealogies. It's
It
just
is.
that a lot of people use like say for instance juniors and seniors and the first and second and third.
Right.
Use the same names for their
Name for
you
the
know what I
children.
mean?
So sometimes you get mixed up and think that they're speaking of one person. It's like when there's a ruler, his son might still be named after him, and so you think that dynastic error, you know what I'm saying, is attributed to the one person who was named after. But how many kings ruled under that same name. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see that a lot of times in the Bible, and people get that confused and misconstrued.
I'm
You know what I'm saying? They
familiar.
don't know that one name can actually be, you know what I'm saying, multiple people who are ruling under that, you know, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Just like
absolutely.
in ancient Kemet, you know, you have a few Thutmose, a few, you know, different
Right,
names.
right.
It
Ramoses. Right.
yeah, that was the biggest thing. My biggest issue with the Bible was the genealogy, because I'm like, why is this here? Why is it important? So I just really I wrote it down. I wish I could find my red book. I wrote it down.
And there's
So I could
names
really
missing out of them
understand.
genealogies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
What you
don't
say,
even make any qualms about telling you that certain people are left out. Like, for instance, with Jonathan, they didn't even count his children. They said, count this man childless. None of his children shall reign upon the throne. Wait, hold on. Did he have children or didn't he? You know what I'm saying? You're saying none of his children shall reign. Well, you said at first that count him. So understanding the language, you know what I'm saying, the grammatic, to count him means that you're not going to name his kids.
And the reason being is that they're focused on a specific bloodline up until the point of Israel. So, like, those that don't contribute to Israel, like, say for instance, if I did my family tree, I'm not going to add like all of my great grandfather's siblings to my family tree, because it does not contribute to making me. So the Bible is focused on a particular group of people. So you might not get everyone that was born, and because if they didn't contribute to that particular bloodline, then it's not, you know.
Well stated, sis.
Yeah, and the count them childless. Like what Zion said, it just means that they was excluded out of the kingship. It's not saying that, it's not a contradiction right there. Because a lot of people look at that like it's a contradiction. Like, which one is it? Is they childless or is they not? It's saying that that child will be excluded from the throne, like that lineage will be excluded from the throne, and it would not be accepted in the kingship. So it said count him childless, like excluding his child from the kingship of David.
And let me clear something up too, because when he say kingship, it means it's an elected few people, the 144,000 or whatever. Those are elected officials. It doesn't mean that you don't get salvation or anything. It just means that those are 144,000 people that shall rule and govern. Right. It doesn't mean that you don't get to have a peaceful and blessed life. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Now, the 144,000, you know, the 144,000, you'll see specific numbers that are repeated throughout the scriptures. And this is where they say that that throughout the Bible, that you'll always see the Fibonacci sequence, right? So you'll have, you know what I'm saying? I actually have all of the work on this. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to smush JJ on this. So when you get to like the 3.5 days, wow. 42 weeks, 1,260. You know what I'm saying? Then you get over to the 144. If you go to the actual Fibonacci chart and you start from 0, it goes from 0 to 1 to 1, and then to 2, then to 3, and then to 5, and then as you continue, it'll go into 7, and then you continue, it'll go into 28.
Can I ask you a question, bro? Can I ask you a question?
Oh my God, no, you can't.
No, I'm asking a question.
No, you cannot.
Okay, well, not you. I'm finna ask the panel a question.
Somebody ask somebody else. Yeah, because I don't really.
I'm gonna ask the panel a question.
I don't answer questions. I ask them.
Right. So why is it? What's hard about the Bible people, the believers, to say, hey, I respect this piece of literature as a piece of literature, and I'm going to use it as a framework to live my life. But I'm not going to sit here.
I do that.
Can I fucking?
I will answer that question. I do that.
No, you don't get to answer the question.
I do that.
You don't get to answer the question. You had the opportunity to
I
answer.
thought he was going to ask a dumb
You
question. That was actually
you
a
don't
good question.
okay.
My
Now
bad.
you don't get to
No,
answer the
I'm
question
gonna
now.
answer it. I'm
Now
gonna
you
answer
gotta
it. I do
fall the
that.
fuck.
I
Now you
do
gotta
that.
fall
I
the
do
fuck
that all
back.
day.
Now you gotta fall the fuck back. Now
Let him
back to
finish
what I was
though.
saying. Why can't y'all use it as a say this is a piece of literature. I'm using this as a framework for my life, but I'm not using it as the actual truth about the past. For example, the people that study ancient Kemet to a certain degree, I'm not saying all, but the overwhelming majority, they use the ancient text as a framework.
Yes.
They don't think some broad with wings on her back
Right.
is going to weigh their heart when they
Right.
die. They
That's
don't.
what
You
I agree
dig what
with
I'm
you on that.
saying?
I
Brother,
agree
I
with
hear
you.
what you're saying. I hear
And
what you're saying, bro, because you're my brother from another mother. But at the same time, I know women that believe themselves to be unicorns. Okay,
that's not what that you're missing the point of what I'm
I get what you're
Completely missed
saying.
the point.
I'm getting what you're saying. It's the truth. It's a truth for them. Like they're walking in their truth. For me, it's the truth for me because I'm
Right.
walking in my truth.
My
So
truth. Right.
you know, I'm not the type to push it on you. I ain't never pushed it on you. I'm the type of person like I might give you like if you bring it up, then I'm gonna bring the scripture. Period. But
Right.
other than that, like it's the truth for us, and unless you're seeking God and you witness the miraculous things that He do, you
Right.
probably would not never understand it.
That's
But
yeah.
there is a lot of people who have witnessed this and they
Yes.
understand it and they speak it because
Yeah.
they've seen it together. You know what I mean? So
Well,
it's just an experience that people have
Right.
that's
Experiential apologetics. Right. Is what it's
yeah.
called. It's not always
well,
accepted as
let me ask a
testimony.
question. Let me ask a quick question because this is something I realize with believers is a lot of times what happens is they use what we call the God of the gaps. What you don't
Yes.
understand, you just automatically God did it. Or if something terrible happens to you, oh, I'm being attacked by demons or the devil. When there can actually be a explanation behind
There,
whatever
Right.
there's
happened.
always an explanation. Like I told you this before, Melon guy. You know, you my brother too. Even though you know we get into it, but I always say our people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. That is the reason why bad things happen to us because of the lack of knowledge that we have. We don't obtain the knowledge to plant in the ground or to refertilize the soil or to understand this science or to understand what's going on around us or to even understand the patterns and characters of other people. You understand? So that's why things like that happen, unfortunately, because of lack
Yeah,
of
it's
knowledge.
just it boggles me, because like for instance, okay, now I've been diving into physics and astrophysics for probably a good 3 to 4 years now. Probably longer than that. I'll be honest with you, probably longer than that. But I've been deep diving in this thing, about that long. And what I'm saying is, there's a lot of things that people would just automatically say God did when we actually have a explanation for natural phenomena that has working models,
Right. But
has
there's
been
still
observed, and
yeah.
is yielding the same result over and over again.
Right.
But
But
you
there's still
can't tell
question
these
marks.
people no different.
There's
It's
still
still
question
God
marks.
did it.
Well,
There's still question marks. So let me explain this from my perspective,
still
and this is
question
my personal
marks.
perspective. Yeah, there's a lot of question marks that still still exist. Like for instance, what lies outside the boundary of our universe. You know what I'm saying? We can't even see, past a certain level of light that is reaching us from a certain area of our universe to even know exactly where the boundary is. However, science and mathematics has come to some roundabout estimate, which I'm sure is fairly close to the, to this boundary, right? So one of the things is in science, in mathematics, the zero doesn't mean necessarily nothing. It means the unknown. Which is like when we deal with higher mathematics, we put an X in the place of where there is a question mark, right? And so the same
No,
way.
the fuck we don't.
Okay,
Yes,
look
we
here,
do.
Terrence Howard.
That's not
We
right.
Look
do.
here, Terrence Howard.
No, because I don't believe in Terrence
When
Howard.
we look at the periodic
Terrence Howard
table,
crap is
when we
duplicate.
look at the periodic table,
I'm
there
not
are
doing
question
no
marks
Terrence
on the
Howard.
periodic table, brother. Yes,
Yes, there are.
Wait.
Yes, there are.
I want to do a couple things. One, I want to circle back some.
X in mathematics doesn't mean the unknown.
Okay, wait. Let me circle back some that was covered. I was in a hardware store. I was buying the stuff for this trailer. But anyway,
Objection.
one, the thing I want to circle back to something. The explanation given regarding the genealogy of Jesus and people having different names, that doesn't make any sense. And part of the reason that it doesn't is because when you go look at the sons of David, unless David had a son named Solomon, who also went by a different name in the other genealogy that happened to be his brother's exact name, that you have a problem. So that explanation doesn't fit. Now to Mudawa's question, which
Solomon
then moved
did
to
have another name. That wasn't his actual name. That's not even the name that he was crowned with.
Yeah. So except for the fact that that's his brother's name that's listed there. So
Okay,
the genealogy, let me finish what I was saying. The genealogy splits after David. It goes through two completely different sons. So the explanation that they went by
Nathan
name.
and so-called Solomon, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that explanation just doesn't fit. There are actual explanations given by scholars. But anyway, but then to get to what Mudawas said, and to bring us to where we are now. Here's what I would say, that I know that the way that a lot of people argue is, well, I know that a lot of us are probably familiar with a way of speaking about the Bible in a certain fashion, things. But I do want to say that there are numerous nuanced approaches. Now, in the Black churches, there are not, but outside of that, there's numerous nuanced approaches to how to interpret the text, what it means to actually state. Like, for example, dealing with a lot of the genealogies, even the early genealogies of like Genesis, you can take them literally as literature, right? But that doesn't mean that take them in some wooden literal sense. There are things that happen in genealogies like honorific transposition. And that's the term, honorific transposition that takes place in genealogies, where it's a literary device meant to articulate something in particular, as opposed to the way that we might read it in 21st century Western eyes. These weren't Westerners. So the way that we'll read it, that a lot of that will come down to your interpretation methodology. And that doesn't mean it's open to interpretation. It means that there was an intention that the author had when everything was given and written the first time that we have to uncover. And that is an objective meaning that we're going to find. Now, with now, just to circle back to where we are now, with could I get clarity on what it was? 'Cause I know you, to the brother, said that he's been studying like astrophysics and that sort of thing. What exactly was it that you were saying that we now have, like some apparent, what it seemed like you're describing was a law that explains like these sort of abnormalities? What are you talking string theory? What are you referring to?
Okay, so what I'm referring to, it kind of falls on several things. Like, for instance, we know for a fact that the Bible says that God created a light and a lesser light, one to rule the day, one to rule the night. Now, we know that the people of that time obviously only wrote what they could observe, because we know for a fact today that the moon is not a light at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been crushing these guys in the back chats, and I've been crushing these guys on Facebook on this thing. Mm-hmm. We know for a fact,
because you feel like the sun reflects on the moon, right?
Well, that's the source of light. The source of light is the sun. The moon does nothing but reflect.
Okay, but
it's not a light.
But is the moon still not a source of light? Even if it's a reflection of light, it is still a lesser source of light.
Yeah, so I got to agree with Meek on that. So part of what I think you're responding to is a particular, and this is why I just said what I said. Part of what you seem to be responding to is a bit of a straw man, first of all, in Christian history, in Jewish history as well.
Right.
In thinking that what their meaning is that the moon itself is a luminary. That's right. That's not like I don't mean this in any flippant or disrespectful way, but I don't know that you've covered the spectrum of understanding with respect to that passage. There are anthologies of like Jewish commentaries, early Jewish commentaries.
Right.
In fact, one of them is called the Encyclopedia of Biblical Interpretation. But this one, like, you can actually go through verse by verse and see the way that this verse was interpreted, going way back before the Christian era.
And so what I think you may be responding to in that is a particular interpretation, which, hey, good. If someone is saying that the moon itself is a luminary in and of itself, that it casts its own light, it is the direct source of light rather than like the sun is, then that's a response to them. But that's not really you're moving far too quick to say it's a response to the Bible.
Right. So that's the whole thing with the lesser light. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
the lesser
hold
light
on.
is
I have some
actually
pushback on that.
But I want to say that before I
Yeah, because
I
the
want to
light
say
source
Solomon's
will
name.
emit and radiate its
Solomon,
own light.
Solomon's other name, his crown name was Yadad. 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 Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you
Well,
for that.
I have some
Thank you
answers for
that
those
trivia.
questions because I do have a list of scientific inaccuracies in the Bible that we can't
Right.
explain.
And
Yeah.
one of the
So
things
are they going to be?
Bring them,
That
bring
doesn't
them,
mean that you're
bring
right.
them.
I was
If
trying
I
to be
can answer
patient.
any of them, I will answer them. If I can't, I'm gonna say I can't answer that. It's above my pay grade.
But how about instead of trying to answer from the knowledge base that you have today, how about juxtaposing the best you can your mind to 2,500 years ago and understand that these people weren't as intelligent as we are today
I wouldn't say
regarding
intelligent.
certain. Can I
We're not
finish,
gonna say
brother?
they
Did
wasn't
nobody
intelligent.
cut you off? Whoa.
Oh, go ahead.
They
Go
were
ahead.
not.
Brother.
They
Pontificating.
did not nearly. They did not nearly possess the intellectual capacity of most children today.
Now that is utterly false. Whether they had
That's
Murua,
the
you
thing.
usually are
Can I allow
Murua,
me
you're
to
usually
finish?
careful. You're
Allow
usually
me to
careful
Let
to
them
finish.
try to differentiate
pontificate.
between
When I say
intelligence.
children, I mean teenagers. I don't mean babies. I don't
Okay, are
mean
you meaning
babies.
to say education or are you meaning to say intelligence?
I
Because
mean,
you can't.
I mean to say, in the body of knowledge that you and I have today,
Education, right?
not just education, just the body of knowledge in general. The body of
Talking
knowledge
about
that you and I have today, we would have been gods 2,500 years ago.
Well, Murua, what I'm
Absolutely.
asking, but listen, that's fine. But what you're doing is when you call it intellectual capacity, that's a completely, by every sense of the word, completely different. They're completely different entirely. Intellectual capacity is one thing, right? The knowledge that the fact, like we stand on the shoulders of the generations that came before us. Right?
Absolutely,
But
no doubt.
But at the same time, like for example, let's say our African ancestors. I know more than our African ancestors on lots of topics, right? There are some topics where they know more than me, but that's not me making a statement about their intellectual capacity.
Now, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that us today, the people on this call today, if all of us, if we were to jump in a time machine and went back 2,500 years ago, the basic body of knowledge that we have right now, aside from basic survival, because everything, there's no electricity, you got to hunt to eat, shit like that. Basic survival. I'm talking about the stuff that we know. Simple stuff like a Heimlich maneuver. You would have been a god 2,500.
Well, yeah, I'm not objecting to that. I'm only objecting
can I
to the
say something real
phraseology,
quick?
calling it intellectual capacity.
First of all, Mudaba, most women who practice those things, or most people who practice those things that we know today, were considered witches and warlock back then. They didn't understand it, right? Number
I
two,
disagree, but go ahead.
no, it's very true. It's very true.
Where were they? Which country or continent? Where were they witches and warlocks?
Listen, I'm not going to get into particular, but when people practice, like whenever someone's like was able to start a fire or be able to do some type of chemistry or whatever, they were considered like magicians, witches, sorcerers, whatever you want to call it. And I will bring the information up for you, Tupac Shakur, Drapac Shakur, whatever the fuck your name is, Slim Reaper. But also, it is very well understood
on my part, that's why I talk about the linguistics and etymology and understanding the transformation of English, the English language that we're speaking right now, because we have to understand how they spoke back then, how they described certain things. Like they were describing like airplanes, but they were like I'm paraphrasing here. They would like describe airplanes, but they'll describe it like I seen a silver rocket in the or a silver rock in the street. You know what I mean? Like, so
You know,
and
who
it goes
we
back
go.
to,
I
and
one of
she's
y'all
right
wait,
because
Use
who just did
yourself.
that?
who just did that?
she's right
I
because
would have to agree with Mugabe on that, you know what I'm saying? Because 2,500 years ago, the ancients thought of our sun as the source of all light, and today we know that there are 3,500 roughly suns in the Milky Way galaxy alone. So we know for a fact that our sun is not the source of all light. Not only
But
that,
it's the source of
we
all
can't
light on the
even
earth, right?
see.
Or no?
well,
Not only that, we can't even see all light. So,
Right.
eh, so I would have
They had no comprehension of that at all.
right,
Right.
right.
Okay,
Nor did they
but
have the
that's
tools.
what you call discovery, right?
That no,
So
but
the
Yeah.
that's
discover
my
thing.
it,
that's the
it's
point I
not
was
the
trying
source
to.
of all light here on Earth either. Because if you can see a star, that's the source of light.
That is a source
That,
of light,
that right.
and I
That's
think that,
correct.
and I
Right.
stop
So
myself because my light in my room is also a source of light. I'm just saying.
well, let me add this because I just wanted to at least respond back to you and Slim Reaper on y'all rebuttal to what I said. The truth is they had no tools at that time to know the difference if the moon created its own light or not. Today
Yeah,
we
It's
but
have
dependent on.
those
It's
tools.
dependent
We
on.
we
I think y'all going a can I say this before y'all go any further? Y'all going a little bit too wide. Bro, a tourniquet. You were a god.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was
Well,
bleeding
yeah,
out
well,
and you could apply a tourniquet.
I just want to
You
point
were
out
a
that
god.
Yes.
yeah, no,
Yes. You
Hey,
were
well,
don't
considered a witch. No, you were considered
don't
a
say if you
sorcerer
went back with a
with
smartphone.
tourniquet.
Right. Like, come
You.
on, y'all. Like we ain't
yeah,
gotta think
but
about the
again, but
cosmos.
again,
Let's just
but
talk
that's
about
different
like
though. But that's completely
hold on,
different.
let me say this, Drake. Let me finish saying this. And this
uh,
is like recently. Like when I say recently, I mean like within the past 100 or so years. There was a thing where all of these babies kept being when the babies were being delivered and the babies were dying. The babies were
Mhm.
being delivered
All
alive
the
and the
dude had to
babies
do
were
was wash his hands. Yes.
yeah,
Black
right.
dude.
And
Black dude.
but listen to what I'm saying, Mika. Hold on,
Mhm.
curb your enthusiasm, sis. The
Okay.
reason why, the reason why they needed to wash their hands because these same doctors, prior to delivering the babies, were doing autopsies on people that had died from the plague.
Yeah.
So they were contaminating their own hands, then turning right around without washing their hands, going into the
hmm
maternity ward, trying to
Mm-hmm.
deliver babies, and were flabbergasted at why the infant mortality rate was so fucking high. Or excuse
well,
me, the infant death rate was so fucking high.
The
well,
mothers were dying
the
too.
reason that he brought all of this up was because Slim Reaper made a point though that and then he responded back that we can explain a lot of the phenomenon or science in the Bible now, or we can see that it's wrong. Like one thing, they explain language, and Mika was just talking about linguistics. They explain language with the Tower of Babel, but now we
Hmm.
can
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
study linguistics and see,
wait,
track these go ahead.
wait. A1, I have a genuine question for you
What's
because I
up,
took linguistics. Have you actually taken a linguistics course?
brother?
I'm asking is yes or no
Talk you
question.
don't ask me no
No,
questions.
listen, I'm
Don't
asking a
don't lead
question.
the witness. I'm not
Okay,
gonna let you lead the witness with me. Just
first of all,
talk.
as Ryan could
He's
tell you,
doing his lawyership.
this is not leading the witness. You just made a statement about what we know in linguistics, and I'm telling you one of the dominant theories in linguistics. If you take a
Mhm.
linguistics course right this second, opposite of what you just said, one of the dominant themes in linguistics is the Tower of Babel theory. What
Do you
you
know,
just
Oh,
said is
cap.
absolutely
That is
false.
cap.
bro?
No,
Do you know
listen.
what a dialect continuum is?
Wait,
Do you know what a? Let me ask some
wait.
questions
How
now.
was
Do you know what a
no, how
dialect
was this
continuum
challenged?
is?
It was just said that it just said that I said what I said was
Stop.
fact.
Don't
I
start
was
googling.
no, listen,
But
I don't need
listen, let me
dude.
just say this to respond
I
to
don't
that.
wait. I don't ever need to Google anything. I have a home library. I'm not you.
Okay.
I don't use Wikipedia to put together presentations ever. I have a home library. Those are multiple pieces of paper. So don't start Googling. I have linguistics textbooks literally right over here.
We know you're a scholar,
So
bro.
do
No. Wait a second.
He ain't the only one with books.
We
but
know,
anyway,
bro.
No, we're not talking about being the only one with books. But
So what's a dialect
You got a
continuum?
lot of
No.
books, bro. You got a whole lot of books.
Stop.
What's the definition?
I'm something particular. I don't need to Google. I actually took linguistics.
Okay, well, answer the question then.
No. You didn't even want to answer my question about if you took a course, and you're representing what we know.
Bro, because you do this whole lead in the witness thing. I'm not letting you get your little. You're not about to. Yeah, you got the ball and you want me to guard you. I'm not guarding you.
Let him cook.
Go ahead and you can dribble and shoot, but you don't need me to guard you. Go ahead.
So, like I said,
most scientific studies have always started out by debunking the Bible. And so, yes, linguistics probably go against it, but all science go against biblical text, even though the reason why they found these phenomenons in these scientific studies, because linguistics
That's
is the
not
science
true
of
either.
language.
That's not true
Okay.
either.
Okay,
Science
so
has
very
verified
true.
some things in the
That is
Bible.
very true.
I just
That
want
is
to go
very
repeat. If anybody challenges what I just said about the Tower of Babel theory being one of the dominant themes in linguistics, there's multiple models. One of them is the Tower of Babel theory. That's in actual linguistics textbooks.
He's not wrong, you guys. He's not wrong.
Exactly. So it is a part of linguistics.
So
it's a theory. It's a theory.
Well, wait.
Fringe. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let Slim Reaper finish, y'all.
So now listen. So I want to let's watch how fast this just happened. Right. It was just stated that what I just said was incorrect. I asked, did the brother take into linguistics? Now, because if you quickly Google it, you're actually going to find that in the field of linguistics, that's actually one of the, there's like two dominant theories of how language came and spread. It's one of the two dominant theories. Anybody can just sit and Google this right now. So there was nothing that I made up whatsoever. Now, so the statement that was made that, that we now know from linguistics that, the Bible's that's nonsense. It's utter nonsense. That's the only point.
Well, it is utter nonsense because it is utter nonsense.
And and
just because you have some scholars that may agree with you, there are scholars that also agree that the resurrection was historical and a bunch of other stuff that we don't have evidence for. Okay. But now, my question to you was, what's a dialect continuum?
And my question to you is, what linguistics course have you taken? And you didn't answer. You said you weren't answering, so don't ask me nothing.
Okay. Well, a dialect continuum. Let me tell you what a dialect continuum is.
Why don't you answer the brother's question?
Well, who asked the question? He's not going to tell me that I'm going to answer my question and in turn ask me nothing.
I mean, yeah. Like,
your question wasn't pertinent to anything. You're asking me personal questions.
It's a broad.
You weren't asking me, do I know a definition? And I don't.
It's a broad dire question.
You're the expert, and I'm not allowed to ask you anything. You're asking.
Wait. First of all,
he's clearly not no expert. He clearly not. Listen, man.
Wait. Come on, man. Let me cook.
I don't know why someone is saying that I'm clearly not an expert.
Now,
I never presented myself as an expert in linguistics. But
what are your credentials? That's what he's asking.
Yeah, you got some credentials over there.
But if you define linguist, it doesn't require you to be an expert. It just requires that you study linguistics.
Yeah, I don't have.
Wait. That is 100% utterly false.
No, and thank you very much for making that point. Whoever said that, because what he was trying to do was trying to act like I didn't know what I was talking about. But that's why he asked me, "Have you ever taken a course in linguistics?" Why is that the first question? Why don't you just tell people what you want them to know?
Because I asked the question.
Stop. So no.
Shut up. So let me answer the question.
Okay, go ahead. My bad.
Now, anyway. So if you represent what we know, I'm trying to figure out who we is. Are you someone who's taken linguistics courses? Are you a linguist? Anyone who just said and to King Naga who just said that you can be a linguist, like you actually who's going to call you a linguist with no linguistics education? Who? Tell me who? Where?
That's not what he said either.
That's not what I said.
That's not what he said either.
You can study
linguistics.
That's not what he said.
What I said.
It's a sub-discipline in anthropology. I had to take
you don't have to be an expert linguist to be considered.
Okay, well, either way, you don't know what a dialect continuum is, and I do.
A linguist is someone who studies linguistics, like yourself. You took linguistics course, so you studied linguistics, so you would be considered a linguist.
No. The ist part of it in English, like because we're talking about linguistics right now anyway. The ist part, so like we say, a scientist, right?
He's meaning someone who's proficient in that area.
No, wait. But here's the thing.
That's what you're trying to go
There's
with.
a way to demonstrate your proficiency, right? And you can't just come say, hey, I'm a scientist. And you need to demonstrate your proficiency. and we have ways of
Absolutely.
doing so. You have ways of doing so, and they're like they give you pieces of paper with your name on them. They give you pieces of paper with your name on them so you demonstrate.
So they give you
That's
a
right.
sticker like a banana.
That's right. That's right.
They give
Can
you
you
a sticker like a banana, huh?
Can you share my screen, whoever's moderating? Since
Mudawa, you're really
That's
letting
right.
this slide right now, right?
Come on, man.
Yeah,
You're a degree holder just
define,
like me.
define
I'm
that
proud
time
of
language.
you, man.
Mudawa, you're
You
letting this
see
slide.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Mudawa, you're letting this slide right now.
That's crazy.
share my screen one time, Cannon.
Nadia in the building, by the way. We in the
Oh,
building.
man, go to my actual computer.
I appreciate you, man. Because I was trying to have Slim Reaper help me out. I wasn't trying to slam dunk on him. It probably would have been because he didn't know what I was talking about. So he probably felt a little insecure about going down that road.
My laptop up.
But he's been doing good all night.
My laptop up and punch.
That's what's showing? Hold on. That's not what's supposed to be showing. Let me copy and paste the other page to it. But just so everybody knows what a dialect continuum is.
He told me not to Google. Look what's on the screen. Does linguistics use Tower of Babel?
What do you want me to hold the book? You want me to hold my little linguistics book up to the camera? You won't be able to read it in reverse. Like, chill out.
Hey, you said don't Google, and then you go to Google.
Bro, I asked you for the answer. You forced me to pull this up for everybody. How else am I supposed? You want me to just tell y'all? I could tell y'all, but I want people to actually know exactly what it says. I don't want to give him my paraphrase of a definition. I asked you for yours, and you neglected to give us one. Just fall back, brother. Fall back for 1 second. Let me read 3 sentences, and then you got the floor.
One of the fakest, boy.
Let me read 3 sentences, and then you got the floor, brother. A dialect continuum or dialect chain is a series of language varieties spoken across some geographical area, such that neighboring varieties are mutually intelligible. So this is it's not no Tower of Babel.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
To the conversation.
No, it's not irrelevant to the conversation.
Can I explain to you how? Can I explain to you how?
I would love for you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen,
yeah,
because
do
you
that.
can have different dialects of Arabic. There were about 7 different Arab dialects. I think around time Muhammad. Don't quote me, but it's like around 7 or so.
You want to debate this topic?
Can you stop talking?
Let him fly, baby.
Go ahead.
So what you're talking about is a dialect of a single language. This is not saying that like every. So this is why it says that the differences are accumulate. I know, right there it says geographical areas. That
you're trying to learn about it right now when I've already sat in the professor's classes about this.
No, you listen. Can you shut up and let me finish what I'm saying? This is about like there's different English dialects. There's different English dialects. There's different Spanish dialects.
What you gonna do? What I need you to do is go look up some PhDs on it and listen to them explain it to you, and then you'll see that we only got half of it.
No, listen. No, we're not saying the same thing.
No, he's giving you the micro version, and the macro is.
Can you please stop talking?
Go ahead, brother.
Like I said, what you're talking about, a dialect. That's something that governs one single language. There's different dialects of English. What they speak over in England is a different dialect of English than we have over here in the Americas. There's different dialects to English. So what you're talking about here, this has nothing to do. This does not go against the Tower of Babel.
This has it actually does.
Okay, show us right now. Right now, show us.
I'm trying to talk, and you keep telling me to show you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to let you hear it. I'm not going to show you anything. I've already pulled up the definition for you.
Mm-hmm.
What this shows you, you gave him the micro, and that is true. What you said was absolutely true in the sense of this definition as well. But the macro, yes, would be one there being one group of people, and as people spread out, the languages keep evolving and spreading as people spread out. And the further that you get away from the source, the more different the languages change.
Okay.
You failed to mention that, and over a period of time as well. So it's like you had part of it right, but you didn't have the whole grand scheme of it right.
Are these dialects of the same
language? What you're explaining is how languages lose phenoms the further they get away from the center.
The further they would get away from the center, which is how we have all these languages today, not the Tower of Babel.
Okay, wait. I just want to make sure I'm
I want to debate you.
Can you show me? I'm asking a very serious question
on this. I want to debate.
I'm asking a very serious question. First of all, I'm still trying to answer my question. Can you show me? Can you show me where what you just described is called the dialect continuum?
My God is light.
I can show you this. I can show you scholars debate.
Wait.
If you want me to pick up the argument and debate you on it, I can.
No.
If you want me to take it on like it's mine, I will.
The first sentence of it says This is a series of languages, varieties
Brother.
spoken across some geographical area, such that neighboring varieties are
Do
mutually
you want to take
intelligible.
the debate?
Sir,
I'm naming the debate dialogues
Can you
versus.
stop talking?
I
Listen,
won't
everybody's
even
talking.
man,
He
bro.
made
What
the
I'm
claim.
telling you
Hey, y'all,
is,
it's too many
Debate,
people
dog.
talking at the same time. Let him finish so y'all can get the floor back.
I'm asking a very particular question because it goes on. It says some prominent examples include the Indo-Aryan languages across parts of India, varieties of Arabic across North Africa and Southwest Asia, the Turkic languages, the Chinese languages or dialects, or parts of Romance, Germanic, and Slavic families in Europe. This is about particular dialects within families of languages. You're saying that this has to do with all language. And so I'm asking you, where is the dialectic continuum used to explain all languages? Because this has to do with a dialect.
this same
For
theory,
dialect.
the same theory
Show
that
us.
is applied, and scholars
Where?
are debating it.
Can you
So
show us where? Give us a
Google it.
source.
Google it.
No, wait. You made the claim.
I'm not about to pull up a video for y'all.
Okay, wait. No. I
I'll
don't want you to
pull
pull
up
up a video. You said you have the book. Give us the give us the book
No,
title and page number.
I didn't say this was in a book. I
Okay,
said
wait. No, wait. So where did you get it from? Just tell us where the source is
Bro.
that says dialect continuum explains
Do
all
you want to
language.
take the debate? Because
No,
what
I
you want to
want
do
you
is
to
have
give
it
us
here.
the
No,
source.
no. Here's what I know what you will do. I'm going to
Are you
bring
gonna
that at
give
the
us the
debate. Set a date and I'll bring the source.
No, I want you to give the source now when you made the claim.
So, then
man,
there will be no
listen, I
point for
can
a
give this
debate
right
then,
now.
right? Then there'll be no point to
right
debate if I give you the source right now, correct?
No.
Where's he at? Where
Correct?
else to do it?
Have you ever read a book? It's called How Language Works. You ever read that book?
Darion,
Do you want to do a debate on it?
Have you ever read the book?
Do you want to
How
debate
Language
on
Works?
it? Do you want to debate on it?
I didn't
Do you want to
Darion,
debate on
Fall
it?
out. Hey, well, listen.
If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, why don't you get you a win? I don't understand. I'm
What?
trying to bait you into an
They going
easy
back and
win,
forth,
and
bro.
you don't want it.
Don't you got
listen. Point of
This
order to the
This
host.
should be an easy win for you, right?
Point of order to the host. Can I have a question?
No more
All right,
questions.
y'all. We're going to go on order. I heard Mika. What were you saying to me?
Wait. Point of order, brother.
Okay,
Brother
they're
moderator.
going. Can I get the floor for a second?
I'm trying to ask the moderator if we can have a point of order.
You will. He's doing it now. He asked me a question.
Moderator. No, here's what I'm asking specifically because that
Wait
means
a
something
minute. Hold on.
particular for me.
Pause. You're gonna get your voice.
What
out,
I'm
but-
asking, brother moderator, is can we have a rule that if you make a claim, you have to provide the source?
Yes.
You
but
don't
not
bring up
right
nothing.
now.
Shut,
No,
be quiet.
we're not finna shoot our guns right now.
I'm asking.
That's what
I'm
you
not
want me to,
asking either
because he
of
don't
you.
want to
I'm not
debate.
asking either one of y'all. I'm asking the moderator a question. If you're gonna make a claim,
I'm
you
a
need to be able to
moderator,
provide
and I'm
source.
telling you,
No,
yes.
he's not about to share everybody's screen all day. He ain't
I
been
know we're
doing
not
that.
asking about
Yes,
sharing
you have
screen.
to provide
State the
a source, but not
I'm
right
asking,
now
state the
because
source.
this is an upcoming debate. Now, can I get?
There is no upcoming debate on this.
Exactly.
Nobody's debating this nonsense.
It is. You both said you were going to do it, and I'm
Mika,
trying.
you didn't hear me say I was doing any debate on this whatsoever.
You
because
gonna
this is
do
stupid.
the motherfucking debate?
It's stupid.
What the
Oh my!
fuck?
Listen, brother.
Okay,
moderator,
now
It's gonna be a precedent.
All right, so let me ask 3 questions. The first question is, Leandre, do you want to take this debate? Yes or no?
Absolutely not. There's no reason to.
Reason. Okay. So
No.
secondly, I ain't gonna hold you. At one point, I kind of stepped away from the camera, so I don't even remember what the initial topic was.
Okay,
But
so can I bring the debate question?
The brother
Because
said dialectic continuum was supposed to explain how all languages expanded. I asked the brother to provide a source. What I'm saying is, if we're gonna, because I asked him a direct question, he wouldn't answer. Turn around and ask me a question. He then is making claims. He read a Wikipedia article, which is the only place he goes.
It wasn't an article. It was a definition. It was a definition.
No,
It's
can I
called a
please finish what I'm
definition.
saying? Can
I
y'all
can't
stop?
pull up a definition. Dang, he's
Brother
reading a
moderator, I'm trying to
Webster's
explain something to
article.
you,
It's
what
a
happened.
Webster's definition.
That was
All
not
right, so-
Webster's you were on.
I know it was the Wikipedia definition.
So, like I said,
It wasn't an
you're on Wikipedia.
article.
Jesus
that
Christ.
was his
Brother.
source.
okay, so
I'm pulling up a definition. It wasn't a source.
So A1. Y'all got a point of contention, and he's asking for clarity on it. You're not gonna give him clarity on where you get your information
He's not
from.
asking for clarity. I actually explained it to him, and he's asking for a source who said it. And I said, sure, let's set up a debate so that way we can debate it. You know, I could bring my source forth. I'm like, and he's like, no, do it now. I'm like, well, if I do that now, will we have a reason to debate?
There is
Like,
no
no.
debate.
He doesn't want to do the
Oh,
debate.
okay,
though.
well, I'll save it for somebody else. Somebody else
All
may.
you gotta do is
Okay.
scroll down to
Yeah,
the
like
bottom.
niggas said, we're not popping our guns.
Who is screaming? Can you mute whoever's screaming?
You don't even sound right, nigga. You in the Matrix.
Leandre
Yeah.
said that language came from the Tower of Babel.
That
That's
Yeah.
should
not
be
what I
the
said.
debate.
Yeah,
That's
and
not
that
what I said.
I guess that's crazier than my
That's
theory. But go ahead
Yes,
though.
don't move
that's
the goalposts.
first of all,
Moody,
let's not
why
move the goalpost.
your microphone
Yeah,
sound
you
bad? You
sound
gotta fix
Okay,
your
He
so
microphone.
sound like what's
Yeah.
How my
George
screen,
Jefferson's
Shannon?
wife?
Leandre.
He
How
sound
So
about
like
you
George
now?
believe it came from the
Jefferson's
Tower
wife
of
Wait a minute.
Babel, huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're clear
yeah,
now.
you
Leandre
sound good
originally,
now.
Leandre originally posited that all language extends from the Tower of Babel.
Mudawar,
That
you want to
was
bet I
the
didn't say that?
that
You
was
want to
the
bet I
Show
didn't say
my
that?
original
screen,
conversation.
Shannon. Show my screen.
Do you want to bet I didn't say that? $100?
Bruh,
He
I'm
did not
listening
say
to
that.
you.
He said that the
Well,
Babylonian,
y'all crazy.
the
Y'all
Tower of
retarded, bro.
Babel is one of the primary theories. He
That's what
didn't
I
say
said.
that it does or it doesn't.
I didn't make a statement on it. So again, comprehension is going to be a big problem going forward because I didn't say that. What I said is I said that that's one of the dominant theories. Okay, that's what I said. It was said that when I said it that it was cap,
Well, who
and I was
cares?
told not to Google anything. And then what happened is, and then what happened is that then he Googled it and then he came back and said that I was right about it. I didn't say anything about that. And what I asked is, if you're going to say something like that, then I'm asking for a source. I'm asking if you're going to say that dialectic continuum explains all language.
Why
Dialectic
won't this brother be quiet?
I'm in it because you just lied on me and I'm
So I can
explaining
finish
something.
my thought. Why won't
Yeah.
this brother
Let's
be
just move
quiet?
on, brother.
My
Move
No,
thought.
on,
we're
brother.
not moving anything. Show us
Move
dialectic
on,
continuum
brother.
explaining all
Look,
language.
I'll
that's
get
how
you a
you
source.
know
I'll
the
find one of the
Lord.
lectures by tomorrow and get it to you.
Y'all not even paying
I'm
attention to
not
what
about
this
to
nigga
do that
doing
right
to
now.
y'all. Y'all getting gaslit by this nigga. Stop getting
Yeah.
gaslit.
Gaslighting is a specific term. It hasn't
Stop
happened here
being
whatsoever.
fucking gaslit by this nigga. He'll make a
I
claim
believe
and then
you.
turn the claim over on you. Stop letting him do that to y'all.
What claim did I make? Say the
Y'all are
claim.
stop being stupid. Make him
What was the claim? What was the
stick
claim
to
he
his
made,
claim.
Moody? Why?
Watch.
What claim
Y'all
did he
niggas
make?
is
He
crazy,
did not
bro.
make a claim. He only stated that
No, the
that
fuck he
the Tower
fucking
of
made a okay.
Babel
You'll go back and
was a
see it.
prominent
You'll go back and see it.
theory
Yeah.
in
Don't take my word
linguistics.
for it. Don't
That's
take
all he
my
said.
word for it. You don't understand what
These niggas is
gaslighting is,
retarded,
and
man. You're
you don't
gaslighting
understand
now.
what a
Now you're
gaslight.
gaslighting.
No, I'm not. You don't
Yes, you
understand what a
are.
gaslight
Because I
and a
heard
gift
it
gallop
clearly.
is.
He did not make a stance on whether it
Shut
was
the fuck
factual
up.
or
Shut the fuck up.
All right, y'all.
Oh.
Hey,
not.
both of y'all. All right, y'all. I'll let y'all
That's
get
not
y'all
factual.
little 3 seconds in. Can we move? Can we at least get to a common denominator with this? Like, if and I'm asking this to everybody. If he doesn't want to give his source on a topic, can we just go to the next topic?
Yeah, he ain't gonna give a source because he don't have one. He said he had to go back tomorrow.
I said
Right.
I'm gonna have to go back through my stuff. Like I got a million sources for any question y'all gonna ask just sitting on my desk. I wouldn't even have no room for my damn deodorant. Y'all don't go on ahead.
That was funny.
Hey, and before you, let me say this real quick. Can I give my sources
I just can't
after
stand when
you
niggas
finish?
misrepresent somebody's words. Mudawa does that all day. Misrepresent what the hell you said. Stop it. Just stop.
No. Can I give my sources when you're done with your
All right.
presentation? That's all I'm asking.
We're gonna do round robin. Whose voice is that I just heard? Is
That's one of the electromagnetic messiahs.
Yeah, this Heru
Melanin
conscious,
God.
melanin God,
all right. So
the one and
all right.
only.
So after I get this off the screen, can I circle back around to you? Then I'll go from Mika to you, from you to whoever wants to go after you, and I just want
Well,
everybody
no, you
to
know
say
what?
their piece.
I've already
Okay,
written down what
so
I'm going
he
what
said
I'm going to
Mika.
cover.
He said Mika.
Look, I
Did he say
already written
Mika
down what I'm
or
going to cover,
not?
All right,
Not
and
Wakanda.
I'll go last. Okay.
all right. Say
Okay.
less.
All right. Now, I just wanted to say that the debate should be like Mudawa said, linguistics, dialect, and the Tower of Babel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, And also, or I was thinking about what's the one I put? I said dialogues versus linguistics.
There is no debate, Mika. He not debating me.
He gonna debate. He gonna debate because the debate finna happen
I'm
right
so funny
now.
about this
The
debate.
Why
debate
would I
finna
Bro,
ever
happen
that's
right now.
debate
funny.
something that listen,
That's not
it
how
legit.
debates
Bro, that's
work.
funny,
Listen,
bro.
listen,
Who
it's utter
debates like
nonsense.
that?
It's not an actual debate.
Debating on the
Dialectic
fly is
continuum.
retarded.
Dialectic continuum is about a specific. It's a specific language
How's he
spoken across a
retarded?
geographical area. It's nonsense. So let's say
Oh, you
specific
never
language.
been
Let's plug
funny
in
as a
German,
bitch.
spoken across what? Germany. It's a specific geographical area. What he's saying is like again, it's the basics that are missing. This is not a debate. This is a conversation about do you understand the basics? You may not know enough to know that you're wrong.
No, I know exactly what the term means and how it's used in the micro. And there
Okay,
are professors who are using it to address the macro of
like
how
what
things
professor?
evolve.
What professor specifically?
Brother, I ain't watch. I saw this is a lecture I saw like 3 months ago,
Oh
but I'll get it for you because
Lord.
it's all in my history. Because I do that.
Hey, you
It's
know what?
nothing.
Hey, you know what?
Chill.
Hey, listen. For the rest of the
Wait a minute, I
time,
want to share one more thing.
listen. I'm going to continue. Listen, I'm gonna from now. I'm gonna make the wildest claims. Don't ask me for a source. I'm just gonna make the wildest claims.
That's what you've been doing since the talking snake.
Except for the fact that if I'm ever like I can provide
Look,
sources
brother,
every time. You just refuse to answer any question because you don't like.
I
to be
didn't
shown
refuse to
that you
answer
don't
any
know what you're
questions. You
talking
said
about.
who said it. That's one specific
No,
question,
first
not
I
any
asked you
questions.
pointedly- First, I asked you pointedly, have you ever actually
Brother,
studied the subject?
have I ever actually studied the? No, you asked me, have I taken a class on it?
Yes, the actual subject of linguistics.
Official.
No, I haven't taken a class on it.
Thank you.
I got a book over here.
The prosecution rests.
I got my linguistics books over here.
All right, we're gonna finish Mika up and we're gonna move to the next person. Everybody
Okay, so
got
I'm
3
gonna-
minutes. 3 minutes a
But
person.
look, I don't have to take a class to see a fucking PhD debating
Objection.
a theory.
Objection.
Okay.
On
So I'm just gonna
Hey,
read.
the
one,
same
let
way
her
he don't
rock
got to
for a
take the same way he don't got to take a class to know that people think that the Tower of Babel is why the damn we got languages. So who's more ludicrous, him or me?
He
Go
took
ahead with your
classes.
Tower of Babel,
took
head. Look
Scholastic
yourself.
academic courses in linguistics.
All right. I mean,
think that
I
he's
guess if
more of
that's
an
your bar
expert
for
than anyone else
Scholastic,
here.
if the Tower of Babel is
we're
your bar
broad
for
deering.
Scholastic,
All right,
I'm
let
scared.
Mika rock. Let her get her last minute and a half, and then I'm gonna just move to the next person.
Because I was looking too. So
Tower of
Genesis
Babel.
11, 1 and 1. And the whole earth was one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. I'm not even going to go about the scattered abroad. But anyways. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to and let us down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from hence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So that was the change in dialect and language in the scattered language everywhere. Now I'm done.
Okay.
What about this scientific inaccuracy? The Earth being formed first.
You should let the brother moderate.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. I'm
All
sorry.
right. At the Mika, the one gentleman that said he was part of the God is Light. Did you want to go now, or you wanted to go after that? Okay.
That's you, Harold.
Mika
That's
just
you,
read.
Harold. We talking
Why are
about.
you asking Mika?
I mean, if you ain't ready, I just got a question. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go
well,
for it.
really two questions. And What was this one mother tongue that the Bible is describing, and do linguistics support that as being accurate?
Who was that question for? Is that just for the whole panel?
Oh, say it
Yeah,
again.
for the panel. It's not directed to nobody specifically. Anybody can answer.
I don't have all of the answers concerning the brother Leandre's extensive knowledge of the Tower of Babel. I'm sure that theory is probably far more extensive than just a couple of verses in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If you understand anything about a theory, it could be based, it could have a name that's based in biblical, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's drawing exactly from, specifically from the verse. You know what I'm saying? So I think he would have to answer that question better than anyone else on the panel.
Well, I can answer. I give an answer for it. There is no linguistic evidence for the Tower of Babel at all, linguistic or physical. But that's why it's just a theory. And he didn't even say that it was his. That's why I said he was right. That's why I'm like, you know what? You're right, Leandre.
You said
That
just
is,
a theory, like a theory doesn't have some form of
brother.
sound basis. Now,
No,
a hypothesis is something different. Is it a theory or is it a
well,
hypothesis?
I'm gonna say if you want to argue against it, at least look into it first and then form.
Well,
your
that's what I'm
position.
saying. That's why I'm asking Leandre if he wants to interject on that. I think he's a little tired of some of the buffoonery
Well,
that's going on.
No, he's
Yeah,
usually the leader of it, but he's the leader of the buffoonery. But this is stupid to him. Like he didn't say he believed in the Tower of Babel, even though he says that he believes in everything in the Bible. So I guess we would just have to take that at face value. But he said it was a theory, the Tower of Babel, and he wasn't owning it. He was saying that it's a theory and it's debated, and that there are people who say that, and it's the root of. It's a theory that you're going to find in linguistics books. And I told him, you're fucking right. I have a linguistics book over here. That's why I
And
said
it's
you're right.
definitely
But
inside linguistics, because why would they not mention it? Why would they?
There's no evidence for it.
It's
You're
no
not going to
evidence
open the
for
book
it,
and
but
say
they're
no.
going to mention it, and they're going to try to
I don't
debunk
know.
it.
So listen, but here's going to be another thing, right? Because the statements keep being made, right? And then if you challenge those sort of statements, then you're not going to get an answer to the question. But when it keeps being stated that there's no evidence for it, I don't understand what that even supposed to mean.
May I
Thereby-
speak
evidence
now,
is to
please?
split in
May
a
I
bag.
fucking speak now, please?
Now you see how I was just speaking? See
No,
that?
I've been asking
that's-
to speak, and motherfuckers is being rude.
It was a question being asked. I'm
No,
trying to
it
answer-
wasn't. It was.
Okay.
Did nobody ask you a motherfucking
Zion,
thing?
did you not just ask me to speak to
No,
this?
did nobody ask you a motherfucking thing? Stop asking questions now. Did nobody ask you shit?
He was asked for the
Did
panel.
nobody
I
ask
did
you
ask
shit?
him. I
Moody
asked
Why, he
Leandre
asked.
if he wanted to expound a little bit further because nobody was saying nothing, and she
Yeah, I
asked
did
a
ask.
question
I did
that was
ask a couple
related
There
to
were
questions.
two
what
questions
he said.
asked to Leandre, Moody Why.
So I asked, nigga.
Now,
Come on, no, let's tighten up, man.
After,
Y'all acting like a bunch of
after
fools.
Leandre get the chance to speak, after Leandre get the chance to speak, Moody Why, then you can go.
Yeah, if
And
y'all
then
don't tighten
after
up, I'm
you,
gonna make my food.
the melanin god can go. So Leandre, you got the floor.
Yeah. So here's what I would say. The answer to the question is no. And I don't think that they've because the bottlenecking that would have occurred with language. I don't think that they've made a statement of what the original language is that bottlenecked out of it. But even with what's being explained, where there was this one language that expanded out from there, that's essentially what the Tower of Babel theory is explaining. There's one language that then bottlenecked. Where that expanded, in a sort of conal fashion, that created the language families. That's all the theory is positing. What the original one is, no. There's no. I haven't read any. I haven't read anything where it's been stated what the original host language is. I know that there's some people like I have Hebrew Israelite family. They have taken this to think that the original language itself was Hebrew, which
Kodesh, right?
right, yeah.
Lashwan, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
I
don't know what that original one would have been.
Yeah, I don't agree that that's the original language either.
Nah, I think that the cuneiform, even though it was written, I don't even know how it was spoken. Then you had the meta nature.
No, wait a minute. Why are y'all cutting that nigga off? Let that nigga finish talking.
No, we have.
At first, you wanted him to shut up.
No, because when I
was already done.
He was done. He was done. So it was Moody Why turn.
Those are scripts. We're referencing spoken languages, not scripts.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Mudawai.
Th- Thank you, because I'm getting tired of this ridiculous behavior that I'm seeing. Get off that nigga dick. That nigga made some agree.
Objection.
That excuse
Come
me.
on,
Inflammatory.
team, my
That,
idol
that,
G. Come on, team, my idol G.
that nigga said
That's some
some
decorum.
egregious shit. If you're saying that the Tower of Babel
He
is
did
the
not say that.
shut the fuck
Oh
up.
my God. This nigga
Mudawa,
does
come
not
on,
pay
man, decorum,
attention.
Mudawa. First of all,
Why is he
Mudawa, you
ranting?
cussing a lot.
I
Like we on
am because
DMG
you
channel, but we
I
still on
did.
DMG channel. Like it don't matter.
We cuss on
This
this
nigga does
channel.
not listen to nothing nobody says, but then gonna come back with an argument
Yeah,
about
we ain't
something
gotta
that
do all
nobody
that.
said.
You got the
Check
information already. We know
Immediately.
check
you do, so you ain't gotta do all that.
check, check the nigga with the dreadlocks, please. Please. Thank
Check
Okay,
you.
yourself.
you got the
All
floor though,
right.
Mudawa.
Let
You got
Moody
the
Wild
floor.
get his. Let him get his points off. But do me
This
a
is a
favor. Just try to keep it clean
all
as
right.
you can
I'll
for
keep it as PG as
DMG.
possible. I'll keep it as PG as possible.
Thank you.
There
Thank
was
you.
a claim that was asserted, and instead of y'all egregiously attacking the false claim, there's people on this call that are trying to insinuate that the Tower of Babel is the reason why we have different languages today. Let's not get sidetracked, y'all. There are people on this call that actually think that the reason why there are different languages today is because of the Tower of Babel as spoken in the Bible. Don't get sidetracked. We need to
Right.
flesh this out and get to these people and make them stand their ground. You don't get to make that kind of claim in 2024. You
Objection.
don't get to
Argumentative.
let me
Agreed.
finish. This is what I'm talking about. Stop letting people gish gallop you. Stop letting
That's what
people
you're doing. You're gish
gaslight.
galloping right now.
Shut up and let me
You're gish
finish
galloping.
what I'm saying. Stop letting these individuals do that. If they're showing you that they're holding on to some antiquated Bronze Age BS, call it out. Don't let them wiggle around. Stop it in its tracks. Don't let them move around. Don't let them change the position. Say, wait a minute. You're holding on to some Bronze Age BS. Let's
You're right.
flesh it out
Right.
right here, right now.
I should have
That's
did to
what I'm
him what
talking
he
about.
did to me. My bad.
You,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you dig what I'm saying, y'all?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for those, don't get caught up in none of the sidebar questions and none of the I'm trying to low
This
key
is a
insult.
sidebar.
Excuse me.
It's a
I'm
sidebar argument. Niggas now bringing no facts whatsoever. He's just gish galloping. Don't
No,
let
I
him
was
tell
learning.
you
I
that
was
this,
getting a
that,
message
and
from him.
other.
I want you
I
to let him
Niggas
mean,
keep
finish
it
because
100% on what the brother said.
he's schooling me right
does
now.
anybody
Can you
know
let him finish? Can
how
you finish? Let him finish.
What
does
what
now.
was he
anybody know how
finished?
to
Was he
determine
finished?
what languages are
Mudawar
older than
giving
Bruh.
that
others?
knowledge. Let him
And
go.
speaking of, Brother Reuben made a great point when he said, well, what was this original language? Where
And
is it?
did.
Where is it? See, we gotta stop getting sidetracked by people that you think are making intelligent comments. Make them stay in the goofy corner that they put themselves in. If they put themselves in a Bronze Age goofy corner, make them stay there.
Is this someone else's turn now?
Not yet.
Right.
Calm
Don't get
down.
intelligent
I'm
about that
almost done.
statement.
We got 3 minutes apiece. I got about 30 seconds left. When they make Bronze Age goofy comments, don't get sidetracked by the other shit they're going to say. Make them stay right there in that corner. Because what they're going to do is they're going to ask a whole bunch of other questions that's unrelated. They're going to say a whole bunch of other things that's inflammatory to get you sidetracked from the original that was goofy as shucks. And I'm
Mudawa,
saying
I
that
will
to
personally
every
give you. I'm gonna cash app you
people that had
if
this
you can.
Bronze Age mentality. Like,
Mudawa, I'm going to
brother,
cash app you right
out
now.
of
If
respect,
you
brother.
go back, play the video where I made the claim about the Tower of
But
Babel.
you still.
I'm gonna cash app you if you can do it.
He's not going to do that. He's not
He's
going
not gonna do it because it's not what I
his
said.
rant.
I'm trying to practice.
Let him land his
That's
plane.
I'm trying
right.
to
falsely
Let him
misrepresenting
explain.
your
So we can
words.
move on.
All right.
How much more time you
15
got?
seconds, Moody Wise, so I
Daddy,
can let Melanin go.
you
Go.
stood on a position, and then once soon as you got a little pushback, oh, excuse me, I'm not going to use you as an example. I'm just going to say in general, a lot of times the people that hold on to these Bronze Age concepts, they'll make a statement, they'll stand on a position, and as soon as they get a little pushback, they start wiggling all over the place. No, make them stay right there in the corner with the position that they made, y'all. Don't give them wiggle room. And that's
Land your
all I'm
plane,
gonna
bro.
say
You
now.
repeated this 900
It's
times.
landed.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
It's
All right.
cool.
All right,
He
Melanin God,
was
it's
he
on
was
you.
talking to me. He was telling me that
It
what
doesn't
I should
matter.
have
He was
done.
saying the same thing
It's
50
Yeah.
Melanin God
You're
turn, though. Let him rock.
Go
He
ahead.
waited a long time.
Sound like he's saying something when he ain't just been saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Repeated it
Nah.
over and over again, bro.
All right, Melanin God, on you. 3 minutes. You there, Melanin God?
I hear crickets.
I hear
Yeah.
somebody
Well,
snoring.
Y'all can't hear me?
yeah,
Yeah,
now
I can hear you now.
Damn. So what I was trying to bring up is that what you have to look at is what secular scholars, even biblical scholars, and a whole lot of linguists, brother, actually label the Tower of Babel as mythology. So you cannot come with a mythological premise and then end with a scientific conclusion. That's just not how that works.
Okay.
And so I'm here to straighten you out today, brother, on that.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question on that, and I want a very quick answer. Let's try this. Can we try this really quickly?
Nigga, you had to ask for confirmation on that. You should have just asked your question.
Can you
He
shut
wanted to
up?
make
Am
sure
I
he was
finished?
listening
It's no
since other
question directed
people.
to you whatsoever.
Yeah, he want to make
No.
sure
See,
I want to make
listen.
sure I'm getting an answer to this
I'm not
because I
here
don't
to
want
be
to ask the question.
interrogated.
I don't
I'm
want
not
to
here to
ask
be
the question.
interrogated.
No,
I want
it's
you to
not
prove my
interrogation. What you're
premise
saying is
wrong.
you're trying to get me straight. I use
No,
a
you trying to
Socratic method.
sun him.
I teach by asking questions. So let me ask you a question because you made a claim about mythology here. I'm going to ask you a very quick question. I just want you to give me a quick answer. Can you do that? Yes or no?
Brother, I can give you a
I
straight
just want a
answer
yes
right
or no.
now.
Can you do that? I want to
Yes.
make sure it's going to happen. I don't want to waste my time.
Yes.
Okay. What does mythology mean in scholarship?
In scholarship, mythology. Okay, well, the foundation of that is a myth. A myth can be based on some factual evidence, and it can also be mixed in or intertwined with complete, what we would call nonsense. And these are my words.
Right. What's the
Okay.
scholarly? What is the scholarly meaning of it? Is that or are you giving a scholarly meaning or your opinion on it?
Well, I just
Man,
gave
nigga,
you
ask a
that. I'm not in
question.
front of a computer like you are, brother.
Well,
Understand
it
this. I
doesn't
just
matter.
gave you. I gave
You're
you. I
talking
gave
about what
you
scholars
basically
do.
what my.
Do you not like his answer?
Can you please mute A1 till he stops doing that?
Nigga,
I'm
just
just saying you
go.
just don't like my answer.
No.
I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
pointing out
giving
something
you.
because
I'm
I want
not
to make
giving you a
sure.
He didn't say where
No,
he did or didn't.
A1, shut
that
up.
that fits
No one
to
ever
a
asked you
standard.
anything. Listen, no. What I'm asking is because I want to make sure. I'm asking for clarity
I'm
because
just
when I
using my
correct
phone
you,
right now.
when I correct you right now, I don't want you to say that was my opinion. I'm asking you, what do scholars mean when they say mythology?
Bro, I just listen. I'm telling you,
I'm
with
asking,
scholars,
is that the scholarly definition?
Well, instead of doing
with
that, just read the
mythology.
No.
definition.
A1, I
Mythology.
don't need to read anything.
Stop trying to
A1, let
sun
him.
Hold on.
people.
Mythology.
A1, let him
That's
rock.
all y'all been doing.
Mythology can be partly true and mixed with falsehood. I'm telling you right now.
Right. And I'm telling
That's
you now that
exactly what it
you have a
is.
complete and utter misunderstanding when you define that as mythology. When scholars, especially scholars who are talking about that sort of thing, describe mythology, what they're talking about is actions that were ultimately attributed to the divine. It has nothing to do with whether or not that doesn't make it false. So so when you say that,
brother,
a lot of
stop
scholars
it.
and linguists
So what scientific?
cannot.
What
No.
scientific model? What
You
scientific
asked him for
model?
the definition. Let him provide the
I'm now
definition.
He's giving a
explaining something to you.
definition, but now I'm about
Now
to dig
let
in the
him
shell.
tell
I'm
you what the
explaining
scholar
Go
something
said.
ahead,
to you.
go ahead.
Let me get you straight. Let me get you
Yeah,
straight.
I'm gonna get you straight today, brother.
I
Watch this.
guarantee you won't. I guarantee you
I
won't.
do.
So, okay, so like I was saying, when scholars talk about mythology, in that sense. They don't mean, hey, such a thing didn't happen. They don't mean, hey, it's mixed with nonsense. What they mean is that the actions itself, like, so they could describe, if I say, for example, that I went to the store, right? I went to the store and the Lord provided for me groceries. It doesn't mean that I didn't check out or anything like that. Again, what you continue to respond to is these are caricatures of positions. They're not actual positions. They're straw men, right? So
Bro,
when
listen,
we talk
your
about
whole
mythology, wait,
argument
I'm
is a
still
straw man.
going.
You believe
I'm
the
still
Lord
going.
woke you up this morning,
I'm
yet
still
you have
going.
no scientific proof for that.
Listen, first and foremost, science, the scientists, especially when you're talking about the natural sciences, the natural scientist is one particular field of inquiry. It's not all of them. There are all sorts of
No,
things.
I'm talking about elite scientists.
Listen, I'm explaining something to you. If you could just listen.
Oh yeah, well, you need
So
to.
when you
You
keep
need to
talking about,
acknowledge that.
can you please let me finish what I'm saying?
You're still being
Go
an
ahead, sir.
asshole, Melanin.
Go ahead, sir.
So again, the scientist, that's one particular field of inquiry. You cannot go into a science laboratory and do logic. You assume logic when you do science. You can't go in there and prove mathematics in science. You assume mathematics in order to do science. So telling me that something doesn't have this scientific backing, that's totally irrelevant, because that's not the only field of inquiry, sir. It's not. It 100% is not. History is not the same as science. The histories will use auxiliary sciences in order to prove history, in order to do history. But history is not science. And so telling me that something doesn't fit a methodology from a particular branch right here is a category error. It has no bearing on the conversation whatsoever. But again, when you talk about mythology, if I say the Lord provided for me and my family, that by definition is mythology. And there are numerous scholars who've already covered the topic. Dr. Michael Heiser, being a highly decorated scholar, will tell you this. He will define it for you. So when you talk about mythology, it doesn't mean what you think it means. So telling me that they consider this mythology changes nothing. It changes absolutely nothing.
Brother, let me say something to you. I watch your debate.
Oh God!
Oh, actually, you ducked the debate. I watched the other brothers, man. And it was a good debate. Let me say this, my brother, Cannon.
Zion, are you gonna offer an objection for relevance at any time?
I got you.
Hey, I just want to put this out here real quick.
Oh,
I want to say this.
Since y'all want to object to that.
I'm about to prove a point.
I want to give my definition of mythology real quick.
Oh, let him finish his statement, and then we can go to the next person.
Let him finish his statement about not the topic I just challenged him on.
I'll just write it in the chat.
Since we're going to object to that, I want to ask the brother Slim Reaper, how do the scholars determine which languages are older than others?
Is the other brother still going?
Yeah, I want to drop it. So are you telling me that things that are labeled as mythology? So if I were to go to a mythology section of a particular bookstore or even a library, right? You're telling me I'm going to find 100% facts?
First of all, no, but that's also completely. This is a red herring. This is a red herring.
Right.
Because
no,
what you said when you talk about what scholars call mythology,
no, it's not,
I responded with what scholars mean when they say mythology.
Trust me, I'm about to park my Pontiac in your driveway. Watch this.
Objection argumentative.
Jesus.
Watch this. This is
he got a Pontiac.
Look, I'm in Pontiac. I live in Pontiac. I'm about to park my Pontiac in his driveway. This nigga don't even know my shit got dumped in the truck.
Objection relevance.
No. I'm just. We gotta make it entertaining. But let me say this. Let me say
Objection
something.
speculation.
Come on, man. Get the hell out of here with this shit, Zion. Or I'm at your throat next. No, that's my bro. Hey man, but no, real shit. Let me go ahead and speak this piece. My whole point is, brother, we started from the whole Bible text that God created a light and a lesser light, right? And it built upon there. So what I'm telling you right now is that do you honestly think that the Tower of Babel is a scholarly accepted or even scientifically accepted explanation for all the different languages.
Aston answered.
Yeah, wow.
Aston
That
answered.
I mean, like, I'm confused.
No,
I
I'm
understand
just
why people
asking
are missing
because
what the brother said, and me and this brother got beef.
I'm
yeah,
saying
you did just do the redundant thing. I ain't even gonna hold you, but
That was redundant.
it's up to you to say what you want to say. That was a little redundant.
That he answered the question already. He explained the difference between mythology and how scholar. I don't understand how
okay.
we
So
keep
what
on
I'm
going back
saying,
to the same circle.
linguistically wise, because what he said is wrong. There's a distinction between mythology
Objection
and
foundation. You haven't
empirical
proved that it's
evidence.
wrong. You haven't
Empirical
proved anything that
evidence.
it's wrong.
How are you
You
objecting me
brought up
when
one
I ain't even got my
Wikipedia
point
source.
out, bro?
You brought up one Wikipedia source. The brother expounded
I
upon.
haven't touched Wikipedia. I'm on my phone. I haven't shared my screen
Who was
once.
the one who shared the Wikipedia?
That was
You
A1. That
talking to
wasn't him.
A1? That's not
Okay.
me,
That
bro.
was me.
Pardon self. I withdraw my statement.
Now I'm sharing books.
All right, Melanin, wrap your point up so King Naga can go.
Yes, I'm gonna definitely let King Naga go. But what I'm saying is this: linguistically wise, we do understand that there's a line crossed there when you're dealing with linguistics of mythological context and actual historical context. It's two different things. And so, and I have actually 8 different sources that I'm gonna drop in the back chat, I guess, and y'all can look them up, and y'all can
Can I
present them
call a
on the screen if
sidebar real
y'all
quick
want
on
to
that?
for me, please, because I'm on my phone. I can't present them,
All right.
but I'm telling you this: I'll drop them in the back chat.
Can I make a real quick sidebar argument on what he just said? So
Go for it.
Yeah, all right. So in history, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing modern history right now. And I'm focusing my focus of study is on Black liberation movements from Reconstruction to present, right? Now, I've had to come up with at least 20 sources, you know what I'm saying, in order to do my thesis paper. With that, I found multiple different historians and scholars who view the same eras differently. Does that make their historical account mythology?
Zion, I think that's actually an excellent point. I think it's actually an excellent point. Yeah, go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I don't know if you
No, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Melanin, if you got a response to that, because there are so many different people's recording and their record of history is different than others, how they viewed specific political events, specific events within history. We see differences amongst even scholars. So history cannot be, just like the brother Leandre said, history is not science. That's so objective in a sense, right?
So are you?
Let me respond to that.
At the end of the day, is your claim that these religions aren't mythology?
You are cutting in. I am talking to Melanin God and Dre Pac.
Yeah, I like to
y'all
respond,
moving the
though.
goalposts. Y'all talking like religion ain't mythology.
You're about to
not
move
moving the goalposts. This is not moving the goalposts.
I am within the scope. I am within the frame.
You asked me a lot of questions real quick.
Go ahead,
that mythology may have truths to it and mistruths to it. And I'm saying that from historical scholars who in their record disagree on specific objective points, they have truths and mistruths. So what's the difference?
Okay, so let me address this real quick. Do you realize, hold on, in your King James Version Bible, do you realize stop, brother?
Going outside
I'm
the scope.
showing
We're
you
talking about history
mythology.
You
brother,
just brought up history and
come on, man. if I'm gonna be just
I asked
interrupting,
you a
then
question
why ask me?
about scholarly history. You're going
Man,
back to the
listen,
Bible.
I'm giving you scholarly history, and I'm giving you my
The
logic. I'm
focus
giving you
of my
logic and
question was
reason right
not
now.
biblical. The
Because he's
focus
still
of
talking
my
Bro, I
mythology.
question
haven't
was
said but 3 words.
academic
And what the fuck are
historical
you talking about?
scholars. I
About
am talking
mythology.
about
I said 3
academia, not
words.
biblical
I said
context.
literally, bro. I
Academia
said
of
literally
about
3 words.
mythology, right?
We can get to the point of the Bible after you answer the objective question I asked you about
I literally said
academic
3
historical
words.
scholars.
All
I
right,
asked you about
Zion.
academia, not the King James version. Not nowhere since I've been on did I say anything about King James.
We're still talking, but he's explaining mythology.
Objection, fall back. He can defend himself.
Man, this dude is not
He can
letting me
defend
speak.
himself. I don't like
But
it.
it's an open panel. It's an open panel. It's not 1v1s.
So watch this.
He has
It's not
no
1v1s.
Where nobody has control because the moderator and moderator.
No, because he's just
so Melon and
talking.
God, I'm asking
You're
you a
screaming
question.
and talking,
I was
bro.
asking you a question. I don't need nobody else to stand up from the peanut gallery.
Mutawa screamed and yelled for like 5 minutes.
If somebody else has the right information, they should be able to.
We just getting down to
I am
what
asking Melon and God a question. So you chiming in it only derails my question to him.
All right, 2 minutes. Let him rock, Zion. Let Melon and God rock, and then A1, you can go after him.
Look, man,
I
listen, honestly, at this point, I got threw off. So
don't even do it. I didn't even get 3 minutes.
I'm gonna let them go, man.
3 minutes. Hold on.
Zion, but I'm trying to get him to answer your question.
Hold on, bro.
You don't want him to answer your question, though?
I had 3 minutes. You never gave me no time to speak.
You said he was answering your question. I'm trying to get him to get to what you asked.
When I get ready to talk, you want to cut me off and pull
That's not true at all. I'm literally trying to get him to answer the question you asked. I was trying to say
where we coming from.
This is wild. Hey, you doing a good job tonight, bro. I appreciate you tonight, bro.
I'm literally trying to assist Zion, and he jumping crazy on me.
I see you trying to help him, and he got mad.
All right. There's a woman in the house.
To the brother,
There's a woman in the house. Relax.
Okay, finish answering your question, Zion.
He can't answer me, Melon and
Zion, brother, you know.
Excuse me,
I
sister.
love you.
I don't
relax
argue
for
with
a
sisters.
second.
Melon and God,
brother.
I asked you a question concerning.
We're gonna answer your question, bro. What's the question?
Sister,
hold on. What's
sister,
the question?
I'm about to ask it again.
Ask it right
Don't get
now.
held in contempt, Zion.
Aaron, you got to mute everybody else because they're all trying to do your job, okay? And they're making it worse. Please
So
mute.
watch this. So watch this, Melon and God. With all of the inconsistencies of history, what makes it any different from what you described as mythology?
Okay, go. Answer the question, God, Melon and God. I got your time, bro. What you doing? Answer the question, Melon and God.
He's muted, so Melanin, you're muted.
You fucking up the timer, bro.
Man, unmute yourself, Melon and God.
He might have took a break, so because all I was gonna say was that these are the mythologies of the time, man. And y'all acting like y'all not.
Tell me, have you seen them?
We completely got away from the question that was asked. You know what I'm saying? I asked, how do linguists establish what languages are older than others?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. All right, y'all, panel. We're going to start with Astro Projection since he's been quiet.
Hold on, Melanin God is back. Let's get him in to finish Zion question, and then we'll swing around.
Because he had left. I was just trying to move on. Sorry.
Okay, my bad. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes. Okay.
All right, cool. Zion, please, brother, man, can you repeat your question? Because my phone went crazy for a sec.
Okay.
And I will answer.
All right,
you.
I'm not
I will
how many
answer
times
you.
I already said it, but this will be like the 6th time that I said it. Melon and God, with all the inconsistencies from historical scholars on some of the same facts and issues, right? There's mad inconsistencies in historical record. You said, by your definition, what was your definition of mythology? What makes that different than history?
Okay. So I got your question. Let me give you a straightforward answer, brother. See, what we have today is things that we can use as empirical evidence. Okay, so we're talking DNA wise, we're talking archaeological evidence wise, we're talking a whole lot of different avenues, right? Linguistics popped up, right? So through linguistics, it actually ties into the theory of evolution, not a Tower of Babel nonsense.
Ugh.
And so what this guy tried to do is he referenced the Tower of Babel as a model. And we can rewind this back many times as we need to confirm. I'm going to do it myself, and then I'm going to post it.
Thank you.
We're not
Thank
going
you.
to listen. We're not going to do the mental masturbation up here today.
I have to object to what you just said.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn. Be quiet.
No,
Be quiet. Oh my God.
I'm gonna rewind that back.
A1, please, man.
Sorry.
You yell like me, bro. I yell like
I know.
For you.
I don't want my blood pressure to go up. I'm trying to be cool.
And I'm going to say this. Direct quotes from the book. I'm going to reference
1
those
minute,
to prove
26
him wrong.
Right.
Okay,
So just to make sure, what
1
you're proving
minute,
wrong is
26 seconds.
what I said pointedly, and I'll just repeat what I said. Zion heard me.
Wait.
Zion heard me.
Million God still have 1 minute 26 seconds. Million God, are
That's
you
what
willing
I'm saying, man.
let
I'm
him
being
answer
cut
this
off my
question,
whole
question during your
my
time?
whole goddamn time.
Do you want him to answer this question during your time?
No, what I'm saying is I'm giving him questions that he can answer on his time.
Okay, you got 1 minute.
So now we understand how you
fuck?
doing it. Finish up your
I'm
time
not
so that we
saying.
can move on to the next person.
1 minute and 19 seconds.
Man, look, man, now you want to try to rush me?
Nobody rush you. Go ahead.
1 minute 19 seconds. That's more than enough time.
I'm just saying, man, you better recognize I'm an electromagnetic
Do a whole lot more than 19 seconds.
He made his claim because I was going
But
to
I'm
say.
keeping it real. I'm keeping it real.
Okay, then that's your time.
I'm keeping it
Okay,
real
go
right
ahead.
now, though. Let me just say this. Let me end this off with this.
52 seconds.
The whole claim that he's making about the Tower of Babel is not even mentioned in any scientific journal, and it's not accepted by the scientific community. And that I will prove. I do have 8 acclimated sources that I'm going to drop in the back chat. Y'all can check them out for yourself.
Well, somebody needs to add me to the back chat because I don't got
Okay, so can I respond now?
This dude's a fraud. Get him out. Get him the fuck
I was
out
supposed
of
to answer somebody's question though.
Jesus Christ.
The one dude asked a question about
go
how
ahead,
long it takes.
because he didn't finish. He still had 15 seconds, but go ahead. I got you. Go.
I'm just saying. He acting like he the only degree holder out here. Man, I will embarrass you on linguistics. Don't
You
play
won't
with me.
embarrass
Talking
me
about
Your
the
time
Tower
is
of Babel.
up, bro.
Don't do it, Leandre. He'll
It's
get you.
Zion's turn.
A1, you didn't even complete a single semester.
I yield my time to co-counsel.
A1, you haven't completed a single semester.
Cappuccino
right
face.
now in that chat.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Cappuccino.
All right. So we got a
And y'all can't
newcomer.
serve
We have a
later.
newcomer in the chat as well.
It's
It's Kwame Mayat Ra Nyame Metu Hotep. He's also in the chat too. So on the panel too. So welcome him to be fair.
Peace to the family.
Slim Reaper going, then Zion Astro Projection. Was you going or no? Because then it's
I yield my time to co-counsel over here.
Okay,
all
so Jay Shakira, and then a newcomer.
Okay, so I just want to make sure to Melanin guy, what are you saying my claim was specifically? Because when you put this, I want you to put this right here. What you say my claim is next to what I actually stated, and let's see how well they match. What's my actual claim?
Repeat that again, King.
What are you saying my claim? You said I made a claim. Mudawa has done the same thing repeatedly. What was my claim?
You brought in the Tower of Babel.
No, I know what I brought up. What's my claim? What did I say?
I already told you what you said. We can rewind this back
I'm
30
asking you to
times.
just
I
repeat
said
it.
it just about that many times. 30 times. Like, you need me to repeat it again?
Yes, I want you to
You
say right
used it
now
as
what my
a
specific claim was.
point of reference to describe languages, and you said, "Oh, let me go back to it.
He did
Let
not
me go
use
back
it.
to it. What
No,
you
he
just
did
He did
not.
said."
not do
He
that.
didn't do
No,
that. He
he did
didn't
Pull
do
it
not.
that.
up, Melanin God. Pull it
He did
up.
not.
Melanin God. He did not
But
do
you
that.
at the
What he
wrong
did,
one. You at the
What
what
he
wrong
he
what he
place,
said
stated,
brother.
what he said
he
was the
stated
Tower of
was
You
Babel
that
was
That
one of
was
the
not his
dominant models
position.
used in
there's a
linguistics to
That was
theory.
not
explain
his
the spread of
position.
languages. That's what he
It's
said.
the predominant theory amongst linguistic scholars,
And
and
that which is why
Yeah,
I
y'all on the
asked,
same side
it
on that.
does not necessarily mean that they're going by the biblical story, but by the fact that there was one language that then split into many. That's what he said.
Right. That's what I
that's
said.
why that and I agree that is what you said. That's why I asked the question I asked. It was actually two questions. It was, how do linguists establish which languages are older? How do they establish the oldest languages?
Yeah.
And is that a language found in the biblical text?
Yeah. So here's the thing. So one, I'm gonna answer those questions that you just asked. I just want to make sure that I point this out again. I have repeatedly stated that I didn't make any statement about holding to the Tower of Babel theory or anything like that. I haven't made any statements about it whatsoever. So I don't know why A1 said it. I don't know why Melanin God said it. I don't know why Mudawa was screaming and cussing about me making some claim that I didn't make. What I said is that's one of the dominant models in linguistics. It was Melanin God said it was cap.
Exactly. Now that's where
Can
I
you
said
please?
I'm gonna
Wait, I'm
bust
talking.
your head.
I'm talking. Okay,
Let
listen.
him go.
He still
I'm gonna
got 2
prove that you
minutes.
said wrong.
Let him go, Melanin God. Let him go.
Let
I'm
him
gonna
go.
let
Let
you
Let him
him
go.
go.
It's
talk,
a
bro.
dominant
So,
model.
yeah, I said it's one of the dominant models, and it is.
Mhm.
It's one of the dominant models. That is exactly what I said. Now, so and then check it out. A1 then came and said that I was right about that because it is one of the dominant models in linguistics.
No, I didn't say dominant. You just said it's a model.
Okay, no,
Not
I
even a
said
model.
dominant.
You said they talk about it in the damn book, and I said yeah to that. Go
Everybody's
ahead
going to
though.
tell you that I said one of the dominant models. They all just said it. Everybody heard me say it. And then, but see, this is what I'm
I
saying.
just heard you say it not 2 hours ago.
Now,
I
everybody who
second that
just
motion.
chimed in, did I not say one of the dominant
I
models?
second that motion. That's what you said. One of the dominant models.
That's what I said over and over again. Now, watch it. But here's the thing, right? There are comprehension issues right now. Either y'all are just jumping out the window because you hear something that you don't like. If it references something biblical, you just start like losing your minds. But I have repeated the same thing over and over and over again. I've repeated and listen, and Melanin God called cap. And like I said, I've repeated the same thing over and over and over again. I didn't make any assent to the idea. All I said is it's one of the dominant models. Right. And that's a fact. It's a fact that it's one of the
dominant model.
It's
but
one
now,
of the dominant models.
Is
My
it?
God.
It's not dominant though.
Let him finish now.
But
Okay.
Here's the thing.
I agree with
Here's my angle. Here's my angle, brother.
Can I please finish what I'm saying?
No,
Let him finish. Let him finish.
And now you cutting this brother off.
No. I told him he got his time. My apology.
Yeah,
Okay, so
interrupted his time.
I just said my apology, man. Come on now.
And then to King Nog, I believe that's your name. That's what it says on the screen. But so this, I would recommend this book when you take like linguistics or communication. This is one of the books here. I got this one in philosophy of language, but actually in development of language itself. I was taught by a communications linguist. But basically, there's a couple different ways they do so. They're actually covered in the book. There's this chapter here, how language families work. And it lists some of the ways that they tell like the age of languages. So they'll use either the internal reconstruction or they use a comparative method. Like for example, they will look at like dialectology, right? Which one of the things that A1 was pointing to, but had no idea what he was talking about, because that's him looking at the how dialects, things like that develop. But they'll look at comparative philology, right? So they'll look at different language families, and then you can actually see there used to be, according to this theory, that there was a core vocabulary that existed, and so there was these words that then there's these other languages that developed out of it, but there's this core vocabulary. So anyhow, so there's a couple different pieces of evidence that they look at, but yeah, a comparative method, internal, and internal methodology. Those are some of the ways that they try to age languages.
Right.
Yeah,
Scoffing in between somebody's
So,
argument sounds smarter.
would
You know
you
what I mean?
agree that
Sound like
older languages have more phenoms than the newer, more recent languages?
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I don't know.
yeah, and no
Uh,
serious linguist is going to accept the
Okay,
biblical
moving
story though
on.
as the
Next, who's
origin
next in
of
line?
right,
language,
Cannon.
and they
right,
don't.
because
So when he
Astro,
says it's a dominant model, his phraseology is nice, but it's a nice way to make it sound like it's important when nobody takes that shit seriously.
To someone who
Like
just had to
right.
Google and didn't know it was even a thing before, like we should really
Objection
do
It's
the
to
your
work.
revelation.
whoa,
You
whoa,
haven't
whoa,
even
whoa,
I
whoa,
researched
knew
whoa.
the
it.
Your
Tower of
time
Babel
did
You
was
not
haven't even
start.
bullshit.
It's
But go
researched it.
Astro
ahead.
Projection's turn to
You're
talk,
arguing with
please.
a brother who went to
I mean,
school.
the
It's my
brother A1 said something that I agree with when he did go to
But
Google. You
A1
know what
talk.
I'm saying? From off of what he read, and
A1
he
talk.
was basically saying that languages lose phenoms the farther they get away from the center, which means the way you trace back languages over time to the older languages would be by counting the phenoms in those languages, because
What's that mean?
the older languages would have more phenoms. I'm talking about morphology and syntax. The
Morphology and
older
syntax. What that's
languages
called?
the older languages would have more phenoms, and none of the biblical dialects have more phenoms than any of the African languages. I don't care
And
if you want to talk about Niger Congo, Nilo Saharan, if you want to talk about Khoikhoi, which would actually be the languages with the most phenoms.
okay, so
Oh
And
wait.
but wait a
these,
second. But wait
Okay.
a second. When you talk about none of the biblical language, what are you talking about? What are
I'm
the
talking
biblical languages?
Hebrew.
the biblical languages will fall under Afro-Asiatic, wouldn't they all?
Well, no. Wait, no. Here's what I'm trying to make sure that you're not what you're not doing, because the claim that I haven't made any claim that the biblical languages were the earliest languages, and so it
No,
sounds like
I
there's
didn't say I didn't say you made that claim. I didn't say
okay.
you made that claim. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth because
Well,
you
why did
never
you bring up
said
the?
that.
Said you made that. Melanie God
He's
said
not
you made
arguing
No,
that.
no,
with
no, no,
you. He
no,
just
no.
agreed with
Listen,
me.
no. That's. I'm not saying they did. What I'm saying is that the position when you're
That's
responding
not
to
that's
none of the
not what
biblical
Melanin
languages,
God said.
when you're saying none
No,
of the biblical
don't
languages, what do you mean
misrepresent
by
what I
biblical? You're
was
talking
saying.
about when you're
I,
saying none
I'm
of the biblical
talking
languages.
about I'm talking about Hebrew, Aramaic,
Right,
Greek, or any of those languages. Even
right.
if you want to go to the Indo-European languages and
But why are you bringing them
another,
up? Though? But why are you bringing up the biblical languages though? Because that's what I'm trying
because
to figure out. Because
we're
it's not so that
we're talking about a biblical story, the Tower
right.
of Babel.
But the biblical story, but this is why I said what I said. The biblical story is not making any claims about the language that the Bible is written in being the earliest ones. That the
Do, do
biblical.
we
Go ahead.
do we know what languages the Bible was written in?
Yes, we know the language the Bible is written in, but that's not. But that's a different thing entirely. That's what I'm saying. This is so off topic because there is no statement now in the Tower of Babel theory. It is not making a statement about what the original language was. In the Tower of Babel itself, it makes no claim about what the original language was. So what I'm saying is that it sounds like you're trying to refute the statement that the biblical languages are older and therefore would have more phenoms. Then you're saying, well, they're not older because they don't have more phenoms, and that's not the argument. This is off topic. This is straw man.
It's
The
not a
Tower of
straw
Babel.
man. It's not a straw man because when you reference the Tower of Babel,
Uh-huh.
that takes you to a geographical location. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I wouldn't agree with that, and
No.
that's why I said. That's why I said you have to respond
So
to the actual position, not a caricature of it, not some one small little view of it, right? Where somebody like for example, lots of the rivers and things like that, like in the Bible today, numerous scholars and most scholars who study ancient Jewish history or Christian history or Old Testament, anything like that, they're going to tell you that this is not meaning to correspond, especially in the pre-Genesis 10 era, is not meant to reflect things that, as a matter of fact, most of the stuff in Genesis is not meant to reflect places, names, and locations of where things are today, but that the names, places, and locations got their names from the biblical text, but they're not. But so again, this is no one is making an argument whatsoever about a specific. Like I can't tell you where the Garden of Eden was. I'll make no position. I'll take
Certain
no
things are
position.
named after biblical context. Like
Exactly.
that theory is named after the Tower of Babel, but it's not based upon the biblical antiquities. You understand what I'm
So
saying?
yes, so again, so
Basically, what I'm asking is, would that theory suggest that the mother tongue is an African language?
no, the theory does not make it. The theory
Said
is
that.
interested in looking at core vocabulary, most of which stops like every 1,000 years or so, right? It's boiled down to just a few. You have to continue going back and back and back, but that's where you get the bottleneck. That's where you get the bottleneck. Okay, where when you look at the proto languages, the host families in the language families, that the proto language families end up going back to a common ancestor, just like when you talk about evolution, right?
Evolution.
So this is what it's explaining, and so it's being objected to, and I have no idea why.
Right.
Because what it's explaining is this bottlenecking theory, right? So like
Right.
if you were to talk about from theory of biological evolution, that you have living beings going back to a common ancestor, going back to a single common ancestor, right? Going all the way back to the primordial soup, inorganic material giving rise to organic material, and then life coming about. This is what the theory is explaining, and that's what I'm saying. But what it's not making any statements about is what the host language, what the original language was, the proto language, that everything else spurned from. It's not making any statements about that. It's not saying that any of the biblical languages, and which would be Greek and Hebrew. There's a few lines of Aramaic, mostly like in the book of Daniel.
It's Sumerian.
Right.
But
Sumerian language in there too.
No. But anyway, okay.
Before Abraham, his father was Sumerian.
Well, whether his father was Sumerian or not doesn't mean that there's Sumerian language in there.
Abraham's father was not a Sumerian.
So anyway, as I was saying,
I get what you're saying.
yeah,
I mean,
I was saying. So the particular position is saying there was one language right here that expanded out into different language families. Those language families then expanded out into different language families, and then among those what we have now, we have different dialects, like dialects of English, but they go back. If you trace them back through the line, they go back to one single language. That's what the statement is.
Can I ask you a
And
question?
that's why they name it the Tower of Babel. It's not just he's not making a claim, or no one's making a claim of biblical, authenticity of it's just using.
Is it a working hypothesis, or is this a pseudo claim, or
Who
is
told
the
me
data?
that Abraham
It's
father
the
was
working
black?
hypothesis. He just opened up a book with it.
What data is he
Oh my God.
providing that could back up
Dear
that
God.
theory?
That's a better
I ain't gonna lie, y'all not listening at all. I'm not even commenting. I'm just
I get what
listening
you're
to
saying.
this
It's just
wild
it's
question.
kind of like in genetics we have the term genetic Adam and mitochondrial Eve, but it's
Exactly.
not
Right.
necessarily talking about
Okay.
Adam
I
and
couldn't
Eve.
hear. I
Correct.
couldn't hear.
Yes. Correct.
My sound went out.
My line of questioning was to get you to explain the theory. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with respect, I don't think so. What your line of questioning was, because you were arguing against the idea that the biblical languages had more phenoms in them, and so that was so off. Again, that was way off topic.
That was a question, brother. That wasn't an argument.
Well, again, it's a loaded question, and that's why I corrected the misunderstanding in it, because it was a loaded question. You assumed something that was not what I stated. It had nothing to do with the biblical languages that of how things are written. The writing of the Bible came after, according to the story itself. According to the story,
Right.
according to the people who put the book together, this was a writing that came at a certain point in time. Like, this wasn't saying this was the original, like that what they're writing in languages that evolved from other languages. So
Kwame
again,
is next.
total misunderstanding. But anyway, go ahead.
Kwame, go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to ask if a pseudo claim.
What's a pseudo claim? You kind of chopped up a little bit, brother.
Ask your question again. Nobody could really hear you.
I think he might be having signal issues because his sound went off right now. He might be
Yeah, it
talking.
was
You went out.
in and out. Brother Kwame, you there?
Kwame, are you there?
Oh, sorry, somebody was calling me.
Oh, there he is. All right.
All right, it's on you, Kwame. Ask your question. One more time, Kwame. Ask your question if you can.
Yeah, I came in at the foot of the conversation, so I was hearing about the Tower of Babel, and I guess the brother was speaking about languages. So I wanted to know, is this a working hypothesis with data behind it, or just like a pseudo claim that he just that he put together?
Yeah. So this is a working, like I said, it's one of the dominant theories in the area of linguistics, the Tower of Babel theory. It's what I've stated numerous times before. People have misunderstood me 100 times and stuff now. People respond to stuff I didn't say, but it's one of the dominant theories in linguistics. When I took the linguistics course, oh shoot, I don't know, some time ago now, but it was one of the theories that was in the linguistics textbook. The linguistics textbook that I held up over here, and so. Yeah, the Tower of Babel theory.
So is the hypothesis saying that all languages sprung out from like a proto-Semitic language or something like that?
No, as I just explained to the other one over there, no. That's not. It's not making any statement about it being an original Semitic language at all. Neither is the biblical text.
It's like narcissism is named after Narcissus in Greek. It's named after it, but it's not giving any credence to the mythological story. I don't understand why nobody's understanding this.
All right.
Oh, no,
So
I was just asking. I just came in at the end of the conversation. I was
Can I plug another book? Inscriptions from the World of the Bible. It's another one. This one talks about the development of language. This one particularly goes through like different Hebrew. It's comparative philology, and it's just all about Hebrew and things that so you can do comparative philology, looking at the development of language, things that over time, looking at different scripts and things like that. And so you can do comparative language. It's part of the reason that we can get definitions, meanings to words and the languages because of the fact that there was this evolution of languages across the geographical areas. And so when you compare different texts, they'll have same roots and cognates and things like that. And so it helps you understand what they meant in other languages. But again, I digress. I don't know what's going on.
Your library is fired, bro.
So, make a long. Can I talk now?
it's on you,
You
A1.
about to jump on me for saying something. I'm waiting till the floor clear.
Go ahead,
No,
bro.
it's your turn, A1.
Okay. A bunch of flim flamming and him trying to pass the Tower of Babel myth on to you guys.
Objection again! Oh my God!
This nigga's crazy.
No, he's trying to say it's because he's using the words dominant theory. It's not a dominant theory, man.
It's a dominant
Stop
theory.
saying
You're
that.
misunderstanding it.
No, then he first he said it was a dominant theory. I heard him, and then in the same sentence he was like, it was just something in the book. Oh, no, then it became a dominant theory again. It's not a dominant theory, man.
Listen, I can't help your reading. I can't help your reading or your hearing comprehension. Everybody else
keep hearing you say dominant
That was one
theory.
of the reasons I jumped off because I never even heard of that theory before, especially
dominant theory.
Okay, so Kwame, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Have you ever taken a linguistics course?
No, I haven't. So
thank you. That might explain why you haven't heard it.
Right.
That might explain something.
Okay, bro. You gotta be so aggressive.
We're talking about the Tower of Babel myth, not the Tower, bro. He's trying to play word games with y'all. Like I'm not. We know what.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because that's what you.
It does. I wanted to add.
Say that calling it the Tower of Babel theory is a misnomer.
No, I didn't call it the Tower of Babel theory.
No, I didn't say you did.
I wouldn't say.
I'm asking.
No, I wouldn't say it's a misnomer. What I would say is that before anyone, here's what would be the most intellectually honest thing to do. Before, and Melon God has two things that he must be on his computer. Before anyone is going to respond to this, please, before anyone else responds to me with a straw man, something I didn't say, something you misunderstood, or trying to argue against something that you may actually end up agreeing with in the end because you don't like that it pays credence to anything biblical because it uses a biblical name. Instead of being biased in such a fashion, instead of Googling things for the first time and responding in 30 seconds to something that people have spent decades studying, not me, but people have spent decades studying, publishing work on this particular theory, do more than 30 seconds of research before you choose to respond to this.
Right.
It will be totally intellectually honest. Say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go look that up and then come back. That will be intellectually honest.
Yes.
Well, I know he's not talking to me because I didn't. Nobody said I'm giving y'all terms to look up.
You can't listen. You didn't know it existed in the first place.
What? I didn't know what existed in the first place.
When I said, listen, you had to Google, does linguistics use Tower of Babel?
I can't hear him.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
We
bro?
all saw your screen.
I was trying to share it for everybody else, bro.
Sir,
And then y'all would never let me.
You
What are
said
you
I was
talking,
listen,
bro?
listen, A1. Here's what I'm gonna do because
Go
this is
ahead, bro.
Darren, what time stamp?
I'm the one who brought up dialect continuum and all that. What are you talking about?
Okay, wait. Like I said,
Right.
here's what I'm gonna repeat. So right now, I'm
What
taking
is
note
you
of the
talking
timestamp of how
about,
long
bro?
this thing's been going.
Like I'm Googling stuff. I wasn't Google. How did I Google? How did I come up with dialect continuum? I Googled
No.
it
Listen, you had to Google
after
it.
somebody said it. I'm the one who said it.
Listen, when I
Stop,
first said,
man.
I said that this is one of the dominant theories of linguistics.
You
said I
Google.
was
You was
lying.
over there Googling
Dude,
dialect continuum. Go ahead,
listen,
man.
I never had to Google dialect continuum because it's covered in the freaking book that I have actual credits for. That I will pay you $10,000. I bet you $10,000. I can actually show you units. I can show you the syllabus from this course where this was an assigned textbook. I can show you the A I got in it and the 3.89 GPA that I ended up with at the end of it. Okay, so here's the problem. This was an actual assigned text that we had to take in a course. So was this one. Okay, so there was no need for me to Google something that's a cover topic. You had to Google it. The only person who has any record of Google on this whole channel.
You're not getting no points for none of that because that's not what we're talking about.
Listen,
We're not talking about where you learn the information from. Go ahead and talk about it. You was trying to say I was Googling.
I mentioned dialect continuum. What you?
No, you didn't. I did.
No. See, you don't understand. I was mocking you. Stop talking. And you listen. You have a comprehension issue. That's what I'm trying to explain to you,
bro.
I don't need to Google. I didn't need to Google a topic.
Y'all can't read these books when I hold them to the page.
Y'all let me know when I can end this.
Listen,
go ahead, bro. Because he's talking a bunch of nonsense. We don't want to hear him.
I'm trying to finish my statement.
I got my my library, my university library up, and I just put in Tower of Babel theory, and a whole bunch of books just came up.
Wow,
a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't understand why he was saying what he was saying.
Y'all want me to share my screen so I can shut everybody
Share
up?
your screen to put that to rest because it's kind of weird to see. Like, even if you don't agree with him, he's not lying about that. He's not lying about it.
Dominant theory. Hold on, I'm gonna show you right now. On search, right here. Boom, share. Y'all see this?
Hold on, give me a second. I'm adding it to the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what comes up when you look for it.
See it, right? Collectivism and individualism.
That's not sources for nothing, bro.
Socio-linguistic
research what you already think is true.
He just said that's not sources for nothing.
That's not what he was saying. Y'all do have listening issues.
You didn't read the book to see what it's even saying.
They
might be saying it's bogus. What the hell is you talking about?
I'm just showing you the theory that the brother said is
that's all he's saying. Like y'all getting defensive and y'all not listening to him.
Y'all are mad about the Bible.
He's talking. Man, he pulling up some biblical scholars, bro.
Hey, wait.
Watch
it. Hey, listen. Check it out. Check it out. He just said you didn't even click the book to read it. He didn't even know about Tower of Babel.
That's a Empire State University what I saw. It don't look like a Bible website.
Empire State Web.
Empire State University.
Empire State.
Yeah, that's New York State University. What are you talking about? You laughing?
No, I'm saying I like.
What university did you go to? What university did you go to?
I went to Youngstown State University.
Who?
That's where I went to, Youngstown State University.
Okay, so you went to
and I also
university
went to
too.
Central State. I also went to Central State.
Come on.
Okay, great. Awesome source. The Tower of Babel after Babel, right? Here we go.
Come on, don't discredit me now.
Contemporary psychoanalysis, some historical and theoretical notes on linguistic and cultural strategies implied by
so the point he was making,
International Journal of Psychoanalysis and its relevance today. Which one do you want me to open up, bro? There's about 50 pages of these books.
Open up the one that points to which language is the oldest.
Can you share my screen now, please?
That it does not. That the theory does not imply what language is the oldest.
I've already covered
this. But doesn't linguistics establish which language is the oldest?
No linguistics has established what language is the oldest. There's none. There's none.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, listen, because here's what I'm saying. You can talk about the oldest languages today, but you're not going to get to the proto-language that existed, especially because you're sticking a name on it, but you're not going to get to the proto-language. You're not going to get to that.
Proto-language are theoretical.
So what is the theory arguing for?
Not proto-languages. I'm talking about the original language that then morphed into the languages now. Like I said, please let's be intellectually honest enough to say, I don't know. Let me go look it up. Can we do that?
Does
brother.
the theory explain bottleneck languages?
I've already. Oh my!
Oh
If I
my
say this again,
Yeah,
yo,
he mentioned he
yo,
mentioned the bottleneck. He did mention the
yo, that's
bottleneck.
hey,
I
crazy.
give him that.
bro,
Yo,
He
brothers,
did.
I came in at
listen,
Yo,
the
that's
I
crazy.
came in
hey,
at the
brother
end of the
Darian,
conversation.
brother,
Can you
listen,
share my
man.
screen, Darian?
Brother Darren, I'm out, bro. I appreciate it, man. Listen,
Wait,
this
don't go
is
yet. Don't go just yet.
what we're
Give me
talking about.
about 60 seconds, and then you can go.
He's already
I'm
gone,
glad
bro.
he's out of here. I'm glad he's out of here anyway.
Make your statement.
You know
We've
what
been
I'm
on for
saying?
4 hours. We got 10
Since,
minutes.
just since somebody else just pulled up something, I wasn't even gonna do this. I didn't want to pull up nothing, but since we were sharing screens, I might as well go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who what you were just on Amazon, Zion.
No, he was on his school
Oh,
website.
he was
He's
on the
gone
school
already
website.
too.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let me
when we
see if
read,
this is him. He's back.
you know,
Hey,
and it's the same thing in here. When you read here, the biblical account is not taken seriously by scholars in historical
Right.
linguistics.
Nobody said that the
but
theory
that's not what he was saying,
that's what
bro.
I'm saying, yo. You not,
I
that's
bang with you,
okay.
A1, but that's not what he was
Listen to
saying,
the whole
bro. That's
point.
not what he was saying.
When he
Named
says
after the
dominant
Tower of
theory, he
Babel.
needs to switch the way he's trying to phrase
No,
things in a
it's
way.
the name
Not
of
you,
it.
Zion. You didn't say dominant theory. Calm down.
I
The man
said
who
it's a predominant theory, and I just showed you like over 50 pages.
you said
with
it's a
like
dominant theory.
20 sources. I said predominant. He said dominant.
Predominant.
It's
Dominant is
a
too.
dominant. It's a dominant theory amongst linguistics. So
No.
that's why I went to my university library. I don't give a fuck what y'all think about my university. It's actually very well fucking goddamn established university.
Okay. And here's my
Okay,
point.
and
that
I just got out of SUNY of SU, Syracuse University.
my
So
point is
y'all
that
can't play with me, nigga.
no. Here's my
Scholar.
point.
Okay,
No,
man.
The
Zion.
only
Look,
person in this room who had a better
Zion. Can I
education-
respond to you?
Hold
I
on.
heard
The
you.
only person in
Okay.
this room who has a bigger education than me is Leandre. So
Okay.
y'all need to stop it with all of this dumb
Land-
stuff, banter and stuff. That's why we can't have
Man,
nice
look.
things.
My
Y'all
point
be
is
bantering when Negroes are actually trying to bring forth academic facts.
that's
And
what
y'all
you're doing right now, and I'm
Hold
trying to
on,
talk
bro.
about
Yeah,
the
I'm
source.
a banter for a minute, so shut the fuck up.
Okay, then. Well, then shit.
Since y'all wanted to sit here and banter like a bunch of fucking faggots, excuse my language, pardon self, like a bunch of freaking goddamn mama mon. All right, so let me banter for a second. The fact of the matter is, the brother never said that the Tower of Babel theory was making a biblical claim. That's where you guys start getting all butt hurt, because the moment you hear anything biblical, you start that, oh, that's not science. That's not, no. But you're not even listening to the conversation, which means that you have a lack of comprehensive, stupid ass Negroes. That's why we can't have nice things. But go ahead.
Anyway, my whole point is that no one takes the mythology of the Tower of Babel
Nobody's
seriously.
talking about that.
Hey, wait.
Well,
Watch
then
this. Watch
you
this.
don't have to yell. You
A1, do me a favor.
be
Why don't
quiet.
you open the paper? What is this paper arguing for?
You
the
back?
Tower
I
of
thought
Babel?
you left.
Listen.
You know what I'm
watch
about to go
this.
do? I'm about to go make my food. I'll holler at y'all
Hey,
later.
watch
Hey,
this.
Darian,
Watch
I'm
this.
signing
As
out.
soon
Have
as
a
I
good night,
asked
man.
him, as soon as
All
he
right,
Don't
asked
let him
him
give
to
you a
open
headache,
the article,
man. You looking
you
like
ask
you
him
looking
to open the
tired.
article, and he won't do it. The paper that he pulled up is from Brigham Young University. You know what Brigham Young University is? Does anybody know what that is?
Where is that?
Yeah,
It's in Utah.
it's in Utah. It's a Mormon. It's a
It's the
Mormon.
Mormon University.
It's
The
the
paper,
Mormon
the paper,
University. Oh,
the
no.
paper that he pulls up is advancing the Tower of Babel as a theory. You can listen, open it up. You can go to the conclusion of it. And what it's saying is, again, the same thing that I stated here in the beginning, right? You may be responding to a caricature of a particular biblical position, as opposed to the wide way that this sort of thing is explained. And so when you think that you're challenging the Bible, the biblical narrative, you might actually be challenging a particular interpretation. Now, that was a completely separate thing. But the paper that he just opened goes against everything that is that he just said.
Right.
And there's also, here's a fact. Historical linguistics is one branch of linguistics. It's actually not all of linguistics. But again, and I know he doesn't know this, but again, majority of the time today spent arguing with me has been about things that I haven't even said. And it's again, because people hear things, and if it sounds even remotely like it has anything to do with the Bible.
They wasn't listening, and I wasn't even co-signing nothing. I'm just saying, you didn't say what they was saying. You were saying things that you didn't say, and when you clarified it, they didn't like the word you were using, like the word dominant in linguistics,
They're
and then
mad.
saying it was in a book. Well, it's not in the Bible. It's in the book. Like, bro, saying it's the Bible shows that your responses to their responses to you showed that they didn't understand
They
the
didn't listen.
subject matter. That
Right.
and that's the part that's embarrassing. So much
Really.
so that niggas asked the same questions multiple times and made the statements and said it's like I'm reading the comments. How was it clown shit when you didn't understand? I
Right.
didn't even go to college, and all I did was go and research what you said, and then came back like, oh, all right. Basically, what he's saying is general information.
Right.
If
Listen,
you,
so
that's
basic.
wild.
Listen,
That's
it's such
wild.
basic info, like legit. In an intro linguistics course, this was legit. Like in the first couple of chapters of the linguistics textbook,
That's cool. That's
this
wild.
was legit. This was it's so basic. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, like I'm
Right.
lost. I'm
It's
confused.
baffling. Yeah. It's like the only person other than saying me and Cannon up here who understood what the brother was saying was Ruben. When Ruben
Yeah, King
first,
Naga was doing his thing too. Like
yeah,
he, even if you didn't agree, just
he
run with the
said, yeah,
information, let him get it out, and
right.
then move on to the next topic.
Right, but
Instead of,
listen to what he's saying before you make an interjection that he did not make a
yeah,
statement
he
or
didn't.
making a
And when
claim.
you watch this
You're
video back, y'all
arguing
gonna
with
see
something
that
that
he
he has
didn't
not
say
even
what
made
y'all
a
saying.
I
He
mean,
said.
that's how conversation gets sidetracked and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why
because they're
I
so
came with a line of
emotional
questioning.
about a
Okay,
Bible
You know what I'm saying?
can I
reference
finish so I can
being
get off
used
of
in
here? I want to
scholarship.
get off here.
They're
I
so
want to get.
upset about a Bible reference being used in scholarship that they lose their proverbial minds.
Can I get off of here? Because I just want to say what I got to say and then go, please. Can I get
What
my.
you want to say, Mika?
Okay, can you share my screen, please?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. And I got 3 minutes. Let me time myself. Let me put myself on the timer. Please, please do not interrupt me because I am long-winded sometimes. I just want to make my point. Okay, so now this is Genesis verse 10:10. I just want y'all to know verse 10:10. Let me just make it bigger for you guys to see. Okay, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar, right? That's Babel and Shinar. Okay, I'm gonna let my plane. Give me a minute. Let me share this tab instead. Shinar, right? Countries of two rivers, which is answering the question I think the brother A1 asked earlier. The ancient name of the great alluvial tract through the Tigris and Euphrates River, right? Passed before each the sea. The tract known in later times in Chaldea or Babylonia. It was a plain country with brick, had to be used for stone, slime, or mortar or whatever, right? Among these cities were Babylon, Erech, and Orak, or Orcho, or however you want to pronounce it, or Orko. Calneh and Calno, probably Nefer, and Akkad, the site of which is unknown. It may be suspected that Shinar was the theme by which the Hebrews originally knew the lower Mesopotamian country where they so long dwelt, and which Abraham brought with him from the land of Ur of the Chaldees, right? Then, I'm sorry. I wanted to get to this one. Let's see if I can get this one. Because my computer been lagging and shit. Let me see if I can get it. Let me just read it from my phone. I was trying to show it to y'all on the screen. But anyway, so Sumer was the southernmost region of the ancient Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq and Kuwait, which is generally considered the cradle of civilization. The name comes from Akkad, which, if I would have went back to my other tab, which I stopped sharing, was a card or whatever. Also, then I'm finna land my plane right here. The Tower of Babel narrative, which can be considered a myth, offers a rich metaphor and understanding of the origins and complexity of human language. It underscores the idea that linguistics diversity emerged as a consequence of human ambition and divine intervention. This has contributed to the field of linguistics by emphasizing the cultural and social factors influencing language evolution and diversity. It reminds us of the intricate connections between language, identity, and power, prompting linguistics to explore how languages develop, change, and sometimes fade away. Ultimately, the Tower of Babel highlights the profound impact. Let me stop myself. I got 2 seconds left. The defined impact of linguistics, diversity on human communication, and the continual quest to understand the bridge and the gaps between different languages and cultures. Somebody said that Abraham didn't come from Sumer, but his father was of Sumerian, which is the cuneiform original language. No one ever said Hebrew language is the Hebrew language, and I land my plane. Thank you.
Abraham was from Ur of the Chaldees, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Which was part of the, so just like we have, just so I can explain what I just read in layman's terms, just like us black folks have been called Moors, Native Americans, coloreds, blacks, all those, these names change among time in a biblical sense, right?
Correct.
So first it was Shinar. So it transferred. Shinar was the Samaritan, the original Samaritan name or whatever, according to the scripture of the Bible. Then you have the Chaldeans and I forget the name, Accord or Accord. I'm trying to think. What's the name of it? Acadians or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Acadians. And so, but I never thought that Hebrew was the first language because before Hebrew, there was the Samaritan and the Sumerian, whoever you want to call them. See, you have Samaritan, Sumerian, Shinars, Akkadians, the land of, or those are all synonymous. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or no?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But you mean Sumerian, not Samaritan. Samaritan is half Jewish, half Gentile. But I knew what you meant. Just in case somebody come on the later and try to critique you. The woman at the well was a Samaritan.
She was a
Samaritan is
Samaritan.
Samaritan is different than Sumerian.
Right. See, you mean Sumerian, but you meant Sumerian. I think we knew.
Sumerians, but see, that's the reason why. See, that story right there, that's debatable because that's the reason why he still helped her. Like she's one of those leaves that fell from the tree. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't a direct descendant because the Samaritans came before the Hebrews, right? But she's the leaf that fell from the tree. That's why, even though Jesus said he was going, why should I give dog, the dog situation? He called her a dog or whatever. Or why should I give the Israelite food to a dog or something like that? I'm paraphrasing again, but he still ended up helping her at the end of the day because of it.
Yeah,
so,
the woman at the well was Samaritan, but good work. You made some good points.
No, I'm talking about the Samaritan woman that Jesus wanted, not the woman at the well. I'm talking about the woman. Okay. I don't know if she's the one, but I'm talking about the woman that asked Jesus for help. And then he was like, why should I give the meal to the dogs or whatever?
Oh, okay. And she said, even the dogs have lap up the crumbs.
Or something like that. Yeah.
She was I thought she was Phoenician, but I don't remember offhand.
She was Samaritan.
Yeah, I believe she was Samaritan.
Okay.
So he still ended up helping her because, like we said in the beginning of the genealogy, that some branches are not counted, right?
Right.
And she's one of those branches that wasn't counted, but Jesus Christ even counted her because she believed in it. That's
Right,
where
because of her
that's where
humility and her faith. Right.
that's where the what do you call it? Grafting in part.
Grafted in, right? The grafting.
But the grafting in comes in if you're part of that tree. Not like, not if you're some genetically modified human being. Yeah.
I guess not.
That's a different story.
But yeah, the Samaritans were very close to the Hebrews, although they were not counted, as a part of the flock. But they, many of them still worship the God of Israel, So, but in her faith and her humility, to go before him, he, he granted her, that, and we all should go, before the Most High in humility. I think that's the problem a lot of these folks have with faith, is that, is that, they want to be the leader and they want to be the head and they want to be this, that, and the other, but they don't have the humility and that faith, in anything other than themselves, which becomes problematic.
Yeah,
that's
There's no
facts.
grace in them either. You understand what I'm saying? There's no grace. They'll talk about, have some decorum and then cut you off all day and play all of those mental games and stuff and twist and turn and contort your words and then sit there and banter and, don't listen to them, and then ad hom and do all of these little, caps and stuff like that undercover and not even provide any scholarship.
I think part of the reason for that is, and we can wrap it up here, but I think part of the reason why that happens is, we got a couple of people that definitely know how to get under people's skins.
Yeah.
And what happens is, imagine having a person that has a higher degree level than you, and then also turns around and makes you and belittles you. And it's not a shot at you because you're cool for real. Just the reality of it is, I can see both sides. Like, who wants to hear somebody like you studied this information and then you hear a person just randomly blurting out stuff, and then it's like you just making unfounded claims. You don't even have any material.
Right.
And then you have other people who they hear a little snippet of something and then they hit the gas. Like the one dude, no disrespect to him, he is supporter of the channel. I like when he get on. I like when he asks questions. But the brother literally gets on. Instead of running it, but what people should do is, if you want to get on the panel, don't get on and just keep asking the same questions over and over again. That's crazy. Like, the same question got asked like 10 times. Like, every person asked the same question a different way, and it was the same question for like 2 hours. And I tried to shut up because I ain't gonna hold you. At one point, I fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up like, oh, I'm supposed to be online, and I had to come and sit in front of my computer. And then from that moment on, I listened intently to hear where everybody was coming from.
Right.
And I was like, all right, what's the question? And then it went from them saying what somebody said. And I was like, I don't think he said that, but I wasn't sure, so I waited. Then I heard it again. Like, okay, maybe they need clarity. Then he clarified. Then you clarified. Then he clarified. And then it just got to the point where everybody, then bro got on and just was like, yeah, is this a pseudo claim? I'm like, nah, bro. Like, do yourself a favor, rewind 15 minutes. Like, what people should do, if you get on and it's a live going, scroll back and be 5 minutes behind what's actually happening so you can kind of keep
it's the
up.
same thing with the scripture. Some people will read one verse in the scripture, in the middle of a scripture, and take that thing totally out of context.
Cherry picking is ridiculous.
Verse 1 and read back down to verse 22. Now you get a better understanding of what's being said. And this is what a lot of things so when people have an agenda and they come in and they're zealots for atheism and zealots against the Bible, the moment they hear anything that has a phrase or terminology that has anything to do with biblical context, they think that you're arguing the Bible.
Correct. And that's not what he was doing at that moment. I'm not saying that he won't, but see, the part of it,
he can lean into that later, but that wasn't the context. He was just saying that there is a theory that is literally named after, and it is a dominant theory amongst linguistic scholars that's named the Tower of Babel theory.
And he was not wrong about that.
He wasn't wrong.
with that straight, it was 1 + 1
They
equals
couldn't
2.
even concede to that. The only person who was honest enough and
Well,
you know
shout out to
honest
King Naga because
was
he
King
was
Naga.
honest.
King
He
Naga
asked
is
some
the
leading
only one
questions at a
who's
point.
honest enough to put down his sword and say, you know what? Yeah, I get what you're saying now. You're not saying, saying bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang.
King
You're
Naga
saying,
did right.
yeah,
He did what he was supposed to do, even though he had some contention that he wanted to get off his chest. But
right.
it was so much other stuff going on that
It's
they were
yeah.
unable to really lock in. But I'm glad that you was able to be a unbiased opponent, because even though I know you got your
And me and Leandre, we got smoke a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But listen, when the brother right, the brother's right. And I'm
right,
not
yeah,
going
and just
because I
let
got
him.
smoke with him don't mean that I'm gonna freaking daggone sugarcoat, you know what I'm saying, and gaslight. That's
Yeah,
something I hate
yeah,
to do. Listen, if you hear the brother say, this is not what I'm saying, I'm not saying that, this is not what this is saying, this is not what the theory implies, then stop there
yeah.
and stop
And then
trying to force a narrative that is not being stated, because then you look like a zealot, right? And so this
yeah,
is one of the things that bugs
yeah.
me out about a lot of atheists. You spend so much time arguing against the scriptures and you didn't even read it. You didn't read the scriptures, nor did you read any theories that were named after scriptures that have nothing to do with the
Do with the
scriptures.
scriptures,
The moment somebody says something that's biblical, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? You just on go and you have no direction.
And you know what
And
that
that
does?
looks crazy.
That gives credence to someone to come and say, y'all niggas don't have no scholarship. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Because when a person came with it,
Right.
nobody let him rock because
It was a Kruger
they didn't
Dunning
like his
effect
personality.
moment.
They didn't like him. So they didn't listen to what he was
It
saying.
was a Kruger Dunning effect moment.
Correct.
Because they did not know the theory. They assumed what the theory meant. And then they started ranting and raving and cutting each other off and cackling and doing all this you know what I'm saying, sidebar arguments and ad homs.
He definitely makes them uncomfortable. He definitely makes them
That's
uncomfortable.
crazy, yo. You know what I'm saying? With 90% of psychology being named after Greek gods, you don't see them niggas having a conniption about that, but say something biblical and these niggas have a titty fit. Excuse my language, sister.
And I think part of that is because, and I could be wrong about this, I'm not a psychologist, but just in my mind,
the Bible tells you what it is.
Yeah. And I was purposely not trying to use the Bible, but in my mind, I believe that a lot of these people have an issue with the God of the Bible and with believers, whether you be Rastafari, Hebrew Israelite, or Christian, or any of those things adjacent.
Out of all Israelites, I believe in a messianic, you know what I'm saying, a prophetic order that you got photos of.
Right. So it's just funny because for me, I like when I wasn't supposed to moderate. I kind of got thrown into this, but I like listening.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blast you.
You was fine. You was fine.
You had just woke up, and that's why I was like, "Oh, you ain't moderating right." Nah, my
bad.
Yeah.
You good? You good? Because I genuinely wasn't. This was supposed to be a debate between.
When you first came back, you sounded like you just woke up, be like you was wiping the coal out your eye.
Yeah, because I genuinely wasn't really paying attention. I literally, I mean, we basically been this almost a whole part-time shift niggas then did. It's 4 hours and 30 minutes in. And we can wrap up, but I was still saying that it kind of bothered me because all the people on the panel, I don't have anything against anybody, but I see why, it's the concerted attack when everybody's like, I went to college too, and I studied this class, and I'm like, bro, you didn't study linguistics. I know you didn't because your response is not matching.
And I understood what the brother was saying. And as he was talking, I'm over here looking in my college, my university library. Since everybody want to talk about Google, well, guess what? I don't got to Google nothing. I go right to the university
library and see what it has in there to offer.
As long as I'm on the, you know what I'm saying? As long as I'm a student, you know what I'm saying? Active, you know what I'm saying? I have
you can look. And even with that, you got pushback. They didn't like the name of your school.
Yeah.
All the books had
Oh, they
Christian.
gonna push back on Sunni Empire. This is a New York university. One of the New York has some of the best colleges there is. I don't care where y'all live. Half of y'all Negroes colleges don't even match up to us.
And then when the names came up,
I'm a Syracuse University alumni, nigga.
so when I looked at it, I saw all the names, and somebody said, "Oh, they all Bible stuff. That's Christian stuff." And then I'm like, "Yo, that's not a Christian
Some of it
website.
was all
That's
linguistics. There was
it's
only a
not
couple of
Amazon.
them
He's
there.
not on Amazon. He's
It's
on.
not Amazon, and I
This
can
is a
open up
college
the
degree
whole entire
website."
text. Whole
And
entire
so
text.
I would just caution anybody, because the bad thing about this is sometimes people don't realize how bad they sound until they go back and watch. I just would caution you to watch yourself again and listen and see if what the man was not the boy. That's how I talk because I'm from Baltimore. But how the man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He what was the information that he was given.
Right.
Was he being biased because he was a Christian, or was he giving you standard linguistics protocol information, or like general studies level of it? Like, because that's what it looked like to me. And it was like he wasn't quoting or downloading nothing. He was just reading books out of his library.
Showing books, he's showing the pages, reading the pages, and that's showing that the it's talking about the one language. You know what I'm saying? So the theory is based on one language or a form or multiple languages or all languages evolving out of one. One of the brothers had brought out something about languages evolve.
Oh,
but the moment that Leandre had said that he's talking about the one base core, you know, alphabet and linguistic core, you know what I'm saying, or grammatic core being the origins of all of these others that evolved from it, nobody even said, okay, he said evolve. The same cats that said, oh, languages evolve, they didn't raise their hand to say, okay, I got you, when he said languages evolve.
Well, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they decide when they want to side with you, when they decide when they don't want to.
Correct. And it's also because they have an issue with him personally.
They have an agenda. The agenda
correct.
is destroy the Bible, even if you use something that's in academic scholarship that might be named after something in the Bible, they lose their proverbial minds.
Correct.
And don't even know the context of what is being stated in that. That is a lack.
And that is not, and that's a form of intellectual dishonesty and biasness.
And that's why they kept cutting off, and making all of these noises in between, trying to throw him off of what he was saying, trying to, you know what I'm saying, deflect. And that's why I snapped. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, you listen, B, I ain't got to love you in order to fucking defend you if you're right. If you're right,
I understand that.
You know, and even if I don't agree with your position and somebody misquotes what you said, I'm going to point out that you misquote what the brother said. That's not what he said. I don't agree with what he said, but you didn't understand
what he said. Yeah. Let him say his piece, say you disagree, and let him finish. And then, anywho, bro, I appreciate you for being on the show. Shout out to Mika for backing me up with the time clock. Shout outs to Leandre, shout outs to King Naga, shout outs to A1, shout outs to Kwame, shout outs to Moodiwa, shout outs to I don't remember the other guy's name. It was another one of the God is Light guys. I can't remember what his name was.
I don't know. I didn't see Anu in here.
No, it was the dude that you said that you already knew. The one that was giving them pushback that was from Pontiac.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I can't remember his name, but charge it to my mind, not to my heart, bro. I didn't remember your name.
Haru Conscious.
Oh, that was Haru?
Yeah,
okay. Shout out to Haru for being on the.
You know what I'm saying? We often engage in a little discourse here and there. You know what I'm saying? I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? We're both Pan-African. He might not agree with the biblical position that I stand on, but I think he rocks more rosters than he rocks with anybody Israelites, any other Israelites. But
And,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
and
But
that's all cool, you know. So I'm happy that everybody was on it. Of course, shout out to you.
yeah.
By the way, they will be rescheduling the Takari
Y'all gotta
TKO
get this on the
Dawson
move,
versus
man. I
Jamal
got
J.
surgery.
Fax.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to get this
Uh,
on the move because I got surgery coming up. I prepared my debate I started preparing my debate with
for
what's his
JJ.
name? Yeah, I did. I already got that done. That's done, B. That's easy. I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. All I had to do is open up like three or four of my old presentations and put it together. So that's easy. But I started my presentation with this, but I'm still doing some research. It might take a little bit of time, but I got some surgery, some oral surgery I'm about to take care of soon. So I want to make sure that I can get in while I'm able to talk until I can, get
Till
my
you heal back up.
yeah, I got some Denzel Washingtons coming. B, I'm gonna be smiling like a motherfucker. I might get me some Wu-Tang grill, you know what I'm saying, with the fangs and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, man. I appreciate you for being on there.
All right,
I
brother.
mean, you already know I'm a wrap up with the boy Neo. Peace, hair grease. God bless to everybody. Shout out to DMG, and we out.
Yeah. I know I got about 30 seconds to make y'all feel this before y'all turn it off these days. That I might not even release it. But I be doing this shit for me. Help me get through. I feel like I give